covers the districts. Oh, should I start again?
Yes.
Well, welcome everybody. For today's membership virtual seminar for the districts 4240 and 4250. My name is Jose Handan, and I will be your Sergeant at Arms this morning. Next, please. Oh. And first, let's start by past District Governor Kikis Lopez for a welcome and the objectives of this meeting.
Ok. Bueno, principalmente quiero decirles.
Sorry, Kikis, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Guys, she will be talking in Spanish, and we have a simultaneous translation. You just have to go to more, look for the interpretation, the little world, and then you can hear her the simultaneous translation into English. Sorry about that. Kikis, please take it ahead.
Ok, thank you, José Handal. Queridos hermanos en el servicio, líderes de acción positiva, es un honor y un privilegio estar esta mañana. Y sabemos, vuelvo a repetir, que Rotary es un Rotary sin fronteras y el idioma no nos va a impedir transmitir el verdadero poder de Rotary, que es el amor en acción. Queridos hermanos en el servicio, Rotarios, Rotaracs del Distrito 4240 y 4250, un saludo con mucho afecto a las gobernadoras del Distrito 4240, nuestra querida amiga Eugenia Echeverría, que está haciendo muy bien su labor como gobernadora en funciones, y al RDR Jesús Gamboa del Distrito 4250, nuestra querida amiga gobernadora Diana Brown, y a su RDR René Aarón Cardosa, y a sus super equipos distritales, nuestra gran gobernadora nominada Antonieta Navarrete del Distrito 4240, al gobernador nominado del 4250 Ray Anthony, y a todos los clubes aquí presentes, socios comprometidos, porque es el día domingo, de verdad, estoy muy sorprendida, pero no hay horario para ser rotarios. Por supuesto, un saludo fraterno a todo el Dreamliner del super equipo de la coordinación de membresía que ha puesto alma, corazón y vida, y agradezco a todo el compromiso y entusiasmo de mis coordinadores asistentes, nuestra querida Paz Gobernadora Ragil Guerrero para el Distrito 4240 y nuestro Paz Gobernador Elías Ragbe para el Distrito 4250. Y a todo mi equipo que hace posible que las cosas sucedan con esa pasión y con esa entrega. Es un gusto darles la más cordial bienvenida a este seminario virtual de membresía de la zona 25A. Hoy nos reúne un mismo propósito, que es el fortalecer nuestra membresía y compartir ideas que inspiren crecimiento, atracción de socios potenciales, conservación de nuestros miembros, la unión y el servicio. Gracias por su entusiasmo, por su pasión, por esa entrega, por ser parte activa de esta gran familia rotaria, verdaderos agentes de cambio, líderes de acción positiva. Con el cariño de siempre, su amiga Kikis López de Arbezú, coordinadora de membresía de Rotary para la zona 25A. A disfrutar de este seminario. Comenzamos. Adelante.
Now we will hear a welcoming message from the Governor Eugenia Echeverría Gutierrez. She's the Governor of Rotary International District 4240.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here on a Sunday morning. I know that it's very unusual to have a membership seminar like this, and thank you for devoting your time. We are so glad you're here, and I hope that through this seminar you will learn something new, or if not, make sure that what you know is what really you thought that you knew. So I don't want to take too much time, but just wanted to thank you for being here again, and thank you for all the people that made this seminar possible. And you're going to have great instructors today, so take advantage of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Now we hear a message from the governor of the District 4250, Diana Marie Brown, or sorry, because it's today in English, it's Diane Marie Brown. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jose. Yes, Diana. Don't forget the A at the end of it because it's not Diane. Good morning to all. Thank you for being here. I reiterate what Eugenia and Kikis have said. This is really being a Rotarian, 100%, 24/7, 365. We're always here when we're needed. We had a wonderful seminar yesterday in Spanish, and it's going to be spectacular today in English. So let's enjoy it. Let's talk about it. I think is that we are not that many persons. We'd be able to have an interactive meeting, which will be spectacular for all of us. We will learn something new. Of course we will. And we will be very sure about all the knowledge that we have already acquired. Again, thank you for being here on a Sunday. And let's live this Rotary moment all together. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Now we start right away with the first topic, which is the action plan for coordinating Rotary membership in Zone 25A. It will be instructed by our past district governor, Kikis Lopez, and she will be speaking in Spanish. So now is the time to switch to the English translation. Take it away.
Gracias nuevamente, mi querido José Handal, y un agradecimiento muy especial a mi querida Julia Ordóñez, que es parte del equipo de la coordinación de membresía, por hacer esta traducción. Miren, hoy quiero compartirles cuáles las funciones y responsabilidades de la coordinación de membresía de Rotary. El propósito principal de la coordinación de membresía, miren, es la promoción proactiva del plan de acción de Rotary. Antes no teníamos un plan de acción hasta que se reunieron la presidenta Steffi Urchik con Mark Maloney y, y empezaron a trabajar las principales intereses que tenemos dentro de la coordinación. Y bueno, pues esto generó incrementar nuestro impacto, ampliar nuestro alcance, mejorar el involucramiento de los participantes, incrementar nuestra capacidad de adaptación. También mediante el apoyo del fortalecimiento de los clubes actuales. La coordinación de membresía, de verdad, estamos todos y cada uno dispuestos cuando ustedes levanten la mano y pidan la ayuda. También tenemos mucho talento que también hablan inglés, facilitadores, coaches, mentores y mediadores que pueden ayudarlos dentro de sus clubes. También la coordinación trabaja en colaboración con los distritos. Estamos trabajando con los gobernadores para ver sus necesidades en cuanto a membresía y darles las herramientas humanas, pero también en línea para fortalecerlos. También fomentamos la participación en los programas de Rotary. A mí me gustaría saber si pueden ponerlo ahí por el chat, si me apoyan, qué programas de Rotary ustedes conocen. Yo les voy a decir algunos, pero sí me gustaría que participáramos un poco más, que me digan uno o dos programas que tenemos dentro de Rotary, porque cada socio rotario, Rotarac, debemos saber cuál es lo que ofrecemos hacia el mundo. Uno de ellos son las becas ProPaz, el RAILA, que es el seminario de jóvenes, los grupos de acción rotaria, las subvenciones globales. Y bueno, todos tenemos que saber en qué consisten cada uno de ellos. Bueno, también la coordinación nos dedicamos a inspirar, a motivar, a capacitar, a asesorar, a dar planeación estratégica y táctica para comunicar y promover lo que es Rotary en los clubes, en los distritos y en la zona. ¿Continuamos? Y bueno, vamos viendo también las responsabilidades que tenemos. Y nosotros cuando nos preparan como coordinadores en el seminario global de las coordinaciones, que asistimos más de 500 personas en Evanston para capacitarnos, nos dan la fundamentación, que es el código de normas 29.020.4. Y ahí nos dicen en lo que tenemos que enfocarnos. El plan de acción, decirle a los distritos las metas y prioridades presidenciables, las estratégicas para atraer, involucrar el acuerdo de acuerdo a su distrito o su región, los programas que estamos viendo, promover la importancia de los becarios y su inclusión en actividades rotarias y refrendar su compromiso en Rotary. También vamos a invitar cada año, yo los invito, los motivo a que inviten cada año a un candidato a afiliarse a sus clubes rotarios, porque si tú existes, yo existo, tenemos amigos afines a nuestros valores, a nuestros principios y también, ¿por qué no?, a nuestros médicos. Por ejemplo, yo invité a mi cardiólogo, a mi nutrióloga, a pertenecer a las filas rotarias y lo único que hacía falta es invitarlos. Apoyar actividades también para el involucramiento dentro de los clubes rotarios con eventos, ¿no? Utilizar eficazmente las herramientas en línea en Rotary. ¿Y a quiénes capacitamos nosotros como la coordinación de membresía? Nosotros capacitamos a los asistentes de los equipos de los líderes regionales, a los GELS, a los GENELS, que son gobernadores electos, gobernadores nominados, a los seminarios. Este es un seminario regional de la zona 25A, donde ustedes son anfitriones y nos reciben como hermanos. Y también capacitamos a presidentes, socios de los clubes rotarios y Rotarac. Bueno, vamos a ir más adelante al organigrama, por favor. Si pueden poner el organigrama. Y para que veamos la estructura, siempre dentro de Rotary hay una estructura, pero no porque valga más uno que otro. Cada uno de nosotros tenemos la misma importancia, todos somos valiosos, simplemente tenemos diferentes responsabilidades para que haya ese impulso y ese orden. Tenemos a nuestro líder, presidente mundial, Francesco Arezzo. En la zona 25A tenemos a Salvador Rizo como director, a nuestro fiduciario de la Fundación Rotaria, Carlos Sandoval, y aquí está una servidora, mi nombre es María Enriqueta López Lara, pero de mote es Kikis, su amiga, para sentirme más cercana a ustedes. Son 14 coordinadores asistentes que designé, uno para cada distrito. En este caso está Ragil y está mi querido Elías Ragbe asistiendo a estos maravillosos distritos. También tenemos dentro de mi equipo a mis asesores que ya tienen experiencia, ya tienen una gran trayectoria y que son los hechos los que sustentan esa trayectoria. También tenemos el equipo de facilitadores, de mentores, de coaches y también los tengo organizados por comités. Tengo el comité de KPIs, el comité de apoyo a clubes, tengo el comité de becas ProPaz, el comité de plan estratégico, el comité del plan de acción, el comité distrital que tenemos nosotros, el comité DAY, que hoy hace un mes nos dijeron que se cambió. Este comité DAY es de manera voluntaria, pueden conservar el nombre, pero si lo acaban de modificar para el comité del fomento de la participación de los participantes. También tenemos el comité de eventos, el comité de nuevas generaciones, también los funcionarios líderes, seniors, que tenemos como Hugo Sansen, que nos apoya a nosotros directamente de Evanston. Y bueno, también apoyamos, ¿a quién apoyamos? ¿Con quién trabajamos? Con los coordinadores de Fundación Rotaria, de Imagen Pública, de Fondo de Dotación, el coordinador de campaña Pongamos Fin a la Polio, los presidentes de membresía, con los gobernadores, con los RDRs, con los asistentes de gobernador. Y bueno, esa es la parte para que vean esa estructura. Y vamos a entrar al plan de acción, ¿ok? 2025-2026, que es un plan trienal, porque la coordinación dura 3 años, es un trabajo que estamos haciendo para que haya continuidad y se los voy a compartir así. Bueno, vamos a incrementar nuestro impacto. No se nos debe olvidar que la prioridad número 1 o la causa mayor de nuestro proyecto hacia afuera, hacia el mundo, hacia la humanidad, es erradicar la polio y aprovechar este gran legado. Y acabamos de celebrar el Día Mundial este 24 de octubre. Es increíble la respuesta que he visto con la iluminación, proyectos, caminatas, desfiles, bailes, todo lo que han hecho los clubes rotarios y rotaracs para celebrar esta fecha tan importante. También vamos a enfocar estos programas y estos productos en cuáles son las estrategias. Difundamos los programas de Rotary, como se los dije. Ustedes pueden hablar a nivel distrital, a nivel clubes, sean oradores, compartan al mundo cuáles son los programas de Rotary, el intercambio de jóvenes que es muy exitoso, o cuál es el que identifica su distrito que tiene más éxito. Hay que difundirlo, crear clubes de exbecarios, y los exbecarios no nada más son los becarios pro paz, también son nuestros intercambistas. Yo los motivo a crear un club, puede ser un club o un club pasaporte, en donde nosotros invitemos a esos em, socios potenciales que se han beneficiado de lo que es nuestra hermosa organización. También tenemos el equipo cadre. ¿Y por qué incluyo a un equipo cadre? Para trabajar en equipo y apoyar a los distritos y a los clubes a planificar y a emplear, implementar subvenciones globales, porque he visto alrededor de mi viaje de la zona que cuando uno presenta proyectos exitosos, historias de éxito, presentamos a los beneficiados de los proyectos, hay más gente que se interesa de lo que es Rotary, quiénes somos los rotarios y lo que hacemos. Hay que mejorar nuestra capacidad para alcanzar y medir nuestro impacto. ¿Qué estrategias tenemos aquí? Hay que monitorear nuestros avances, hay que monitorear el plan de acción, el plan estratégico. Si no lo tienen los clubes rotarios, los clubes Rotarax, hay que apoyarlos, llámenos, pueden llamar a sus gobernadores, a su equipo distrital, pero también pueden llamarnos a nosotros, al equipo de la zona, para poder trabajar un plan estratégico al lado de ustedes. También ver los retos y desafíos superados. Obviamente cada club, cada distrito tiene su FODA o su DAFO, que son las fortalezas, las debilidades, las amenazas y las oportunidades. Y bueno, también hay que trabajar dentro de los clubes y dentro de los distritos un plan de sucesión, un plan también de conservación de socios, incluyendo el FODA a 3 años. Y hay clubes o hay distritos que lo están trabajando a 5 años. Y también el fomento de los valores de Rotary. Hagan temas, hagan en redes sociales cuáles son nuestros valores fundamentales para hacer una cultura de principios y valores que ya las tenemos. Y más adelante lo van a ver dentro de este programa de una manera muy divertida, como lo hacen Ragil y Elías Ragbe. Bueno, vamos ahora a enfocarnos, a ampliar nuestro alcance. Nuestras sugerencias son en crecer, diversificar nuestra membresía y participación. ¿Qué estrategias tenemos aquí? Bueno, hagamos campañas, hagamos seminarios sobre el impacto de Rotary en la comunidad, invitando oradores, como el día de hoy, el seminario de ayer y el día de hoy, escuché a nuevos hermanos en el servicio, Rotarios y Rotarax, que me impresionaron ver su liderazgo, su entrega y su compromiso, porque el día de hoy estamos y seguimos el día domingo. Y bueno, son inspiradores, comparten historias de una manera que salen del corazón. Poner el ejemplo, que es lo único que tenemos los líderes. Ustedes pueden, y nosotros también lo hacemos desde la coordinación. Cada un miembro de mi equipo apadrina al menos 2 socios cada año para nuestros clubes, porque hay que predicar con nuestro ejemplo. Yo llevo 8 socios que han ingresado del año pasado y a porque hay que predicar con el ejemplo. Bueno, también esta es una meta presidencial que nos pide Francesco Arezzo, crecer el 6% neto de los socios rotarios y rotarax. Hablando a nivel club, por lo tanto se ve reflejado en el distrito y el 6% neto nos piden también en la zona. Y bueno, también hay que motivar y apoyar a los distritos para formar. Esto nos piden también, es una meta presidencial, que nos piden por lo menos dos nuevos clubes rotarios y 2 nuevos clubes rotarax. Y yo sé que sí lo van a lograr. Bueno, vamos a ampliar nuestro alcance. Aquí vamos a crear los canales de comunicación. Yo lo que les propongo son el Día de Puertas Abiertas, un evento a la comunidad donde puedan conocer más sobre Rotary, que cada rotario se comprometa o cada Rotarac se comprometa a llevar un socio potencial a sus amigos, a sus vecinos, a líderes profesionales, a líderes empresariales, a líderes cívicos, y pueden presentar, ¿no? En esas puertas abiertas y poner todo un tema con grandes speakers, hablar de proyectos, hablar de lo que hace Rotary, del impacto del mundo, porque esto es una historia que tenemos de 120 años, casi ya 121 años, donde podemos hablar lo que ha impactado Rotary. Bueno, también tenemos el Rotary Online. Es importantísimo estar en redes, en las páginas web, para que lleguemos a través de los leads, que también nos llegan los leads y nos piden pertenecer a clubes rotarios de los que están siendo atractivos para ellos. Porque acuérdense que los socios tienen intereses, tienen necesidades, hay que saberlos escuchar y nosotros, tanto desde el gobernador con su equipo distrital, pueden canalizarlos al club que más se asemeje a su interés. Hay que establecer estos canales por correo, por llamadas telefónicas, por redes sociales, plataformas en línea como esta que es el Zoom, y también utilizar plataformas digitales para aumentar la visibilidad de Rotary, que aquí es donde yo les encargo que si ustedes tienen en su artículo publicitario, pongan hashtag únete a Rotary, www.rotary.org, que esa es la ventana principal para socios potenciales. Ya no necesitan sentarse horas para explicarles. Ahí ustedes los invitan a que si tienen 15, 10 minutos, pueden entrar y ellos explorar lo que es el mundo o la magia de Rotary. Y bueno, de aquí vamos a difundir estos programas de Rotary, como vamos a repetirlos, las becas ProPaz, grupos de Rotary para el fomento de la comunidad, seminarios de Rotary para líderes jóvenes, que es el RAILA, el intercambio de servicio para nuevas generaciones, las subvenciones y las becas Interac. Ahora bien, vamos a aumentar la apertura y el atractivo de Rotary. ¿Qué estrategias proponemos? Promover la implementación del DAY, promover en los clubes, en los distritos y en la zona 25A. Aquí ha habido mucha confusión, pero bueno, por eso el día de hoy también lo van a explicar magistralmente porque ya lo vi el día de ayer. También un día de inmersión de Rotary. Bueno, ahora vamos a mejorar el involucramiento de los participantes. Vamos a apoyar a los clubes para que se involucren mejor a sus socios. ¿Qué estrategias? Bueno, los clubes yo los invito a que se sienten en mesas de trabajo para elaborar la conservación de socios. Hagan encuestas, evaluaciones, que nosotros les vamos a proporcionar herramientas en línea. Ya no necesitan hacer las evaluaciones y encuestas, ya están hechas por Rotary y también les vamos a hacer llegar estas encuestas. También es una meta presidencial conservar el 88% de los socios existentes. Nos piden que no se nos salga ninguno. Hay que atender antes de la salud del club, también la salud del distrito y vamos a ver en qué podemos apoyar para poder mediar esas diferencias. También motiva a tu distrito asignando para que los miembros de Rotary participen activamente en los programas de Rotary. Y bueno, implementar estas evaluaciones de acuerdo a estas necesidades. Identificar líderes potenciales. Nosotros somos como Headhunter, en el sentido de que yo les pido a mis coordinadores asistentes, a todo mi equipo, que por favor identifiquen a líderes potenciales, así como vimos el día de ayer, y yo hice la invitación a que si quieren participar y crecer con nosotros dentro de la zona, solamente necesitan levantar la mano y nosotros estamos dispuestos a darles esa oportunidad. Es fundamental abrir oportunidades porque luego somos siempre los mismos y necesitamos abrir esas brechas generacionales. Motivar a que asistan a eventos de aprendizaje como este, fomentar conexiones asistiendo a eventos que convoca el gobernador o gobernadora del distrito de la zona, también las convenciones mundiales y las ferias de proyectos. También podemos hacer desayunos, carreras, bailes, rifas, juegos, torneos, inducción rotaria en preparatorias, en universidades, en cámaras empresariales de la región. Bueno, esto es de trabajo y más trabajo. Ahora vamos a mejorar el involucramiento de los participantes. ¿Cómo lo vamos a lograr? Ofrecer nuevas oportunidades para las conexiones personales y profesionales. Estrategia, implementar el círculo networking. Miren, uno de los objetivos que tiene Rotary es el conocimiento mutuo. Hay que conocernos, a qué nos dedicamos. Por ejemplo, Kikis López, ¿qué estudió? Bueno, yo soy abogada, abogada fiscal y esa es mi profesión. Y hay que conocernos cuál es mi empresa, a qué nos dedicamos. Y se vale ese networking y fortalecer esa red mundial que tenemos en 200 países. Proporcionar capacitación para la adquisición de habilidades de desarrollo de liderazgo. ¿A través de qué? Hagamos talleres de liderazgo, pero algo más dinámico, como lo que más adelante vamos a ver, donde sea un aprendizaje lúdico a través de juegos y de verdad hacerlo más divertido, porque los Rotaract esos nos piden también. ¿Y cómo vamos a incrementar nuestra capacidad de adaptación? Vamos a desarrollar una cultura de investigación. Investiguemos, exploremos, innovemos. Eso es ser parte proactivo. Hay que innovar, hay que ver, cada uno de nosotros tenemos una manera de ver al mundo y por lo tanto de solucionar los problemas que se presentan, ¿no? Y siempre he dicho, cuando un problema, una problemática se presenta, un rotario ya no puede ser indiferente. Tomamos acción y la disposición pues de asumir esos riesgos. ¿Qué estrategia? Jornadas de innovación. También tenemos que revisar nuestra gobernanza dentro de los clubes. Hay que revisar porque luego no revisamos los reglamentos y estatutos de nuestros clubes y ya Rotary cada 3 años en el Consejo de Legislación va cambiando, pues hay que ir actualizando nuestros documentos de gobernanza y procesos. ¿Qué estrategias tenemos? Bueno, hagamos mesas de diálogos, temáticas virtuales, charlas con expertos, también con los del DEI y el liderazgo, practicar un liderazgo más inclusivo. También esa rotación de liderazgos en comités. Por ejemplo, yo tengo el comité de asesores, no los puse como coordinadores asistentes porque ellos ya tienen una trayectoria muy validada, pero están al lado de los que vienen aprendiendo y vienen creciendo. Entonces vamos a crecer juntos. Hay que revisar a través de estrategias, encuestas, consultas, entrevistas, círculos de conversación y clubes pueden externar sus ideas. Porque miren, cuando dentro de un club
Hello.
rotario, el líder, y si hay líderes que no escuchan, no quieren escuchar,
I saw him yesterday, was it yesterday?
¿ok?
He-
El equipo se vuelve sordo. El líder debe tener la capacidad de escuchar a sus socios que están en el club. Bueno, y también aquí vamos a medir el presidente del club, el gobernador, los equipos distritales, los equipos de zona. Yo tengo un plan de medición del éxito, porque si no medimos los avances a través del año rotario, cómo va nuestro plan de acción, cómo va nuestro plan estratégico, ya sea el plan anual del presidente o la presidenta en turno o de la coordinación de membresía, en este caso de membresía de la zona, pues nosotros también debemos ver los avances, los gobernadores, ver sus avances dentro del plan que ellos tienen y por lo tanto los clubes también. Hay que monitorear ese progreso alcanzado a lo largo del año, utilizar los datos del informe de MyRotary. Entren a My Rotary, ahí están los informes. ¿Dónde se encuentra esto? En Rotary Club Central. Ahí nos metemos y ahí nos va a arrojar toda la información de membresía. Ahí están los recursos digitales, ahí van los avances, ahí están las gráficas, las tendencias de la membresía por club y del distrito. Vamos viendo cuántos hombres, cuántas mujeres, cuántos menores de 40 años. Y bueno, vamos a llevar un registro de eventos de aprendizaje. Yo le pido a mis coordinadores asistentes cuántos eventos han hecho dentro del distrito que les fui asignado, cuántas consultas han tenido y a cuántos seminarios que hayan asistido o los hayan invitado a participar dentro del distrito. También proporcionar información específica sobre nuestros éxitos, cómo han tenido éxito los clubes que han crecido muchísimo o por qué mantienen una conservación. Queremos escucharlos, queremos aprender de ustedes, queremos que ustedes también nos digan cómo lo han logrado y cómo han enfrentado esos desafíos. También cómo esos resultados, darles ese seguimiento para que nosotros los compartamos a través de la revista de la zona, de la revista de membresía, poder entrevistarlos y nos den testimonio. Y bueno, pues espero que haya sido de gran interés y algo hayan aprendido a través de este plan de acción que fue desarrollado también con el equipo para darlo aquí a sus maravillosos distritos. Y bueno, pues continuamos. Continuamos y gracias por su atención, por su presencia y por su entrega el día de hoy. Adelante, mi querido José Handal. Regreso a los micrófonos.
Kikis, muchas gracias por esa presentación. Esta parte es en español porque tenemos una pregunta en el chat que es para usted. Dice, ¿quién capacita el staff de Rotary para que estén alineados con los rotarios? Puesto que no todo el staff que está en Evanston son rotarios. Ya le contestaron un poquito en línea, pero quería que tuviera la pregunta a mano por si quería agregar algo. Le dijeron que era el mismo staff de Rotary.
Sí, miren, el staff de Rotary, pues ustedes saben que son profesionales que se les paga, ya sea de marketing, los ponen a estudiar los mismos, hay comités, así como hay comités dentro de los distritales, hay comités formados por Rotary Internacional en Evanston, que es también los que nos capacitan a los coordinadores siendo rotarios, a los rotarios y al staff que no es rotario. Entonces forman comités. Hay comités de fundación en Evanston, comités de membresía que nos capacitan a los rotarios y a los no rotarios que son del staff. Entonces ya está conformado por comités de rotarios también. Espero haber respondido.
Muchas gracias. Entonces pasamos a la siguiente. The next topic is the fostering a culture of inclusion within the club. And this time I'm going to be talking a little bit more because I will be partly hosting this topic, facilitating this topic, along with my dear friend Barbara Holz from Costa Rica.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is very awakened and now we'll be talking about a very interesting topic. So I've been working for many, many years on this topic. And so, Jose, let's begin.
Yes, next one, please. We're changing the hat. I took a little time to change hats from master ceremonies to facilitator, but now here I am. All right, so today we're going to discuss three basic topics. The first one is how to diversify your club. We're going to talk a little bit about the history and all these trends that it looks like trends, but they're actually no, it's been an integral part of Rotary since the beginning. We're going to talk about specifically about microaggressions, what they are, how to avoid them, and what to do when people does that in a continuous base. And last, we'll have a call to action about our commitment, what from our clubs, from our individual are going to project this and employ all this information that we are getting. So next one, please, Sharon.
Okay.
So first, we're going to talk a little bit about the history about this, Barbara.
Yes. In order to understand what we Rotarians want nowadays, we have to review some different, how can I say this? These different words, let's say words. Exclusion, segregation, integration, and finally, inclusion. What we want in Rotary, it's inclusion. We want everyone to participate with the rest of the people. And well, you know, society has changed a lot through the years, and we can see 100 years ago, could be 50 years ago, I don't know, it depends where you live or where the experience you have had, that different people, and I say different people, just to mention Black people, Indigenous people, people from different religions, women, disabled people, etc., etc. And we had this different people excluded from society. So
Yes.
they didn't participate at all with the rest of the community. They were excluded. Later on, we had the term segregation, and you can see it in the lower part there, the second one, where segregation was a step forward because new groups of different people were organized themselves and began to have a group of women working, for example, during the Second World War. And we had people, disabled people, creating their own organizations, associations, and so on and so forth. So we had the main group of the society and then small groups that were trying to be part of the community, but they were still segregated. And then,
Set aside.
yes.
Yes, set aside. That's
And then we have another, later on, we had integration. And we still talk a lot about integration, and many people talk about integration, but when you use that word, you have a group within the society. So they're still on their own. They have a Rotary Club only of disabled people, let's say, and they don't mix, or they have a Rotary group only of women or only of men. And so they have to give a little step forward and get what we want
yes.
all right now, inclusion. Inclusion is everyone inside, and you can see the different dots in there. Everyone is included in there. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or if you're Hindu or if you are a Jewish or if you're Catholic or if you are disabled or if you're Black or if you're Chinese or whatever. You have them all together.
Yes, it's it doesn't matter. We are all part of Rotary, and there has to be no distinction whatsoever. Coming from integration, when they were part of they were within, but still secluded to a limited space. Now there have to be like inclusion, like with everybody. We don't have to see any difference within any of our members. That's bringing it down to our clubs.
Mhm. I bet you have heard that Rotary had a group or a committee called DAY, which is
Yes.
diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's what we want, the inclusion, the differences, different people with the same opportunities, creating new environments, and with all the respect of everyone. So now we want to change DAY to a new name for that committee, which is Participant Development Committee. And we don't want to talk about differences now. We want to talk about participants. We are all participants of the same group, and that's where we are right now.
Yes, we are beyond the DEI designation, and we are going to cover everybody without any distinction whatsoever. Next one, please.
Here we have it, exclusion, and I bet most of you know the second one, Martin Luther King and the segregation. Then inclusion, and the different ones included within the group. And then on the top, we can see, the third one is integration. And on top, we can see inclusion. Everyone is there. We don't see if they're women, men, or whatever. We don't see if they are from North America or from South America or from Africa or Europe or Asia. We see just people there with different needs,
Exactly.
with different ages, with different professions. So that's what we want, groups of people.
Exactly, a group of Rotarians in this case. But yes,
Exactly.
Rotarians are people, and we have to integrate everybody and include everybody into our projects, our communities, our clubs.
Exactly. That's it.
Next one, please. Okay, in this one, we're going to talk a little bit about microaggression and the segregation of gender, right?
Yes, exactly. In the past, Rotary was only a group of male people, of male members of society. And as you know, in the United States in the 80s, they included women because of a legal fight. And then,
Yes.
so women were included, but Rotary accepted women in the rest of the world, and that's the case for our two districts, 4240 and 4250. They included women beginning 1st of July of 1989. And you know what? That was the day I became a Rotarian. So
There we
I
go.
was,
We embrace that change.
I was one of the first women in Rotary in this district, and it was difficult, you know. And one of the microaggressions I lived many years ago in '89, precisely, I went to another country for a meeting, and then I presented my Rotary ID. And I said, well, I'm coming to this meeting because I'm a Rotarian from Costa Rica. And they looked at me and they said, no, no. So the secretary went to call the president, or I don't know who from that club. And he looked at my ID and, are you sure you're a Rotarian? And I said, yes, I'm a Rotarian. And he said, okay, charge her and let her in. But nobody was there to guide me or waiting for me. So I went inside of the big room full of a lot of men, and everyone looked at me. And then I saw a big, tall guy coming towards me, and it was a Norwegian, a member of the Norwegian embassy in that country. And he said, please come with me and sit down. And so he was the one staying with me the rest of the meeting. Nobody else came to say hello. And I felt really bad when I came to Costa Rica to my club and I told the story. They were furious and they were going to write a letter because they weren't accepting me and so on and so forth. And I said, no, 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 don't worry. Will be many more in the future years. And we have seen that. We are growing
Yes,
in
and
numbers. And in a way, we have saved Rotary to the
yes,
human.
Barbara,
Uh-huh.
thinking of that, I don't think we discussed this yesterday, but I'm curious now. This happened in 1989 when the opening for women were the source of migration in your case. But
Mhm.
what happens now? Can you identify a progression when you travel now abroad and you visit other clubs? How are you welcome now?
I can see it in our district. We are
Yeah.
still 40% more or less, but definitely it's a difference from one person, one woman in all the district to 40% of our movement in our districts are women. I don't know in the global number, but
Yes.
definitely we are many more women, and we can see that in Costa Rica. Many women are coming into Rotary, and we've been presidents. We've been, some of us have been governors. Well, we have two governors, two women governments right now in 4240 and 4250.
Okay. Yeah.
So those microaggressions definitely are growing down, but still sometimes there are some things in our communities also, but we still have to move forward. Mhm.
Yes, definitely. Migration comes even outside of Rotary. I was telling yesterday how the first time I was talking with when I used to visit the United States for work, and people were surprised that a Latino, that brown skin, was speaking English with a certain accent or no so obvious of an accent. Oh, they were like, you speak English very well. And I go like, because I like to shock people, I will go and say, oh yeah, you too, thank you. And but at the time I didn't consider that a microaggression. This is interesting because at the time I thought it was a compliment, but I didn't realize the implied prejudice that because they saw me as different, they didn't consider that I would be intelligent or smart enough to speak their language up to that level to be bilingual. So that's also a microaggression, asking people those kind of things that are disrespectful because of assuming the prejudices that you have within you.
Okay,
And
let's
so
continue.
yes, moving on. And this is what we have. This is what we would love to see in Rotary. Just a whole bunch of people of different kind of faces. You notice that they are all smiling though. That's what I like about this one. They all look happy, mostly.
In there, we have women, we have men, we have young people, we have old people. Well, people with long hair, with short hair, with beard, without beard, and so on and so forth. So everyone can be a
I
Rotarian.
I am assuming the person on the third row with the glasses it's a blind person, so that also includes diversity. I think that's the function of that picture there. So we have and this is also, for example, in our clubs, if we're going to invite people, we have to be aware. If we're going to invite a blind person, then we go into a restaurant, that the restaurant has braille, or make sure that somebody is there to help with the translation of the menu and so forth. So this is how we apply these DEA trends into our daily meetings.
You know, one day I went to a restaurant and the lady that was there to greet us, she said, "Hello, please come into this restaurant, which is we have it's an inclusion restaurant." And I said,
Yeah.
"Okay, would you please give me your braille menu?"
Menu?
Because my friend, she's blind. And she went like, "Well, we don't have a menu for blind people." So then, but wasn't this an inclusive restaurant? So sometimes they think that calling inclusive restaurant is because of LGBT movement sometimes. And well, inclusion means much more than that. It includes
Way more.
everyone. When I mean everyone,
Yes.
could be an ill person also. So we include everyone.
Exactly. Next one, please. And this is what we're talking about, inclusion, the differences that we have. We have, if we go to a restaurant, do they have access for wheelchair? And the sad part is that now most restaurants or all restaurants have wheelchair access, but because it was enforced by law, it wasn't that they wanted to include people in there. But even though by law, it was progression even. I
You know,
wish, I mean, yeah.
here in Costa Rica, the inclusion law, it was written in 89 and sorry, in 96. And at the beginning was very, very difficult. And even the ramps were very steep
Yes,
sometimes, and they didn't have spaces to rest. But the interesting thing is that nowadays, most Costa Ricans are old. Too many Costa Ricans are very old. And we are using those facilities. So things now are changing because everyone needs them. So it's interesting how things work. But in here, we talk about intellectual disabilities or children, dyslexia, immigrants, autism, what is the word in English?
Neurodivergent,
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
they are on the spectrum of dyslexia or autism.
Autism, exactly. And
Yes,
so it would be interesting to have disabled people in our clubs too.
exactly. Or for example, we were talking about the other day about the immigrants, how the perception that we are not racist and Latin America per se, that it's not happening because we think that racism only happens in the United States against the black or against the Latins, but we can also see it in our country, especially now, for example, in many places in Latin America, because of the situation in Venezuela, there is a certain apathy against Venezuelan because of that. And that is also racism. And it's something and that we have to address as well.
Okay, very interesting is to see that I just told you that it would be nice to have disabled people in our clubs. But together with that, we have to give them equity. I mean, we have
Yes.
to bring them what they need to be in that restaurant or in that group. For example, in our meetings are in a restaurant in the second floor. So we talked to the restaurant people and they had an elevator now. So if a person with a disability, either a wheelchair or whatever, are using the elevator, but many of us sometimes are using the elevator too. So
Yeah.
those kind of things are good for everyone, not only for the disabled person. But if we have people with some hearing impairments also, we have to find out how to help or support that person in order to hear the whole meeting, not just to be there as
Exactly.
uh,
Get involved. I want to
yes.
point out that we have a comment in the chats that it says that in Belize, they don't have laws requiring handicap access. So there are very, very few locations that are handicap friendly.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry to hear that. I wasn't aware. And the only thing I can say is that now that is an opportunity for Rotarians to create some lobbying and some uh, talk to lawmakers, to decision makers, and see how we can change about that. So that would be a nice project for the Rotary clubs in Belize.
I know everyone in Costa Rica that participated in creating that law. At that time, I was part of the National Council on Disabilities in Costa Rica, and it was a big step. And the law gave 15 years of time for everyone to um, um, be ready for that. The
Yes.
institutions to build ramps, the buses to have ramps, to have taxis with ramps also, and so on and so forth. So
Yes.
if you want some support, please talk to us. We will be happy to support them, to support you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Next one, please. In here, we're talking about religion and diversity in religion.
And right now we can see a lot of discussions and a lot of wars in our world because of this. Christians, Jews, etc., Hindus,
Muslims.
Muslims, etc. We can see how interesting is to see all religions getting together and making prayers, um, all of them at one time. It's very interesting.
Yes.
Usually, our clubs in Latin America, we have a prayer, and mostly Catholics or Christian people.
Yes.
But nowadays, we are getting some people coming or from other countries and having different religions. So sometimes they don't read our um, prayer, but
There.
they make their own. And that's very interesting to hear that and to share that
Yes.
those ideas, the different
Yes,
ideas.
there was a suggestion from Rotary International that we change the prayer to what is called a Rotary reflection. So people would go and in that area start discussing, giving a little topic about Rotary and doing a reflection about our souls, our lives in general. And it's interesting that, for example, in my club, we have a certain variety of religions, and it's really interesting when we ask the person who is you to actually give the prayer, and he gives it in his own ritual according to his religion, and it's very, very interesting. I mean, everybody's respectful and everything, but it's we get to know more about the other religion, and it's really interesting. I mean, I like to learn everything. I like to learn a little bit of everything all the time. Um, there's also, we have another comment from Judy saying that in Canada, hold on, it moved a little bit. I hear more commonly used people with disability versus disabled people. I think that's semantics, but yes, I think both are grammatically accurate. descriptions, I would think.
Well, in Spanish, we use with disabilities because it's a
Yep.
person with a different, what's the word? Condition. It's not the condition itself, okay? It's a person with a condition. So it's a deaf
Yes.
person, a blind person, a person with disabilities. Do I make myself clear?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, we have another comment from Crystal saying that in Rotary we welcome everyone, no matter where you come from, what you believe, or who you are. You belong here. We respect all cultures, faiths, backgrounds. We work together in friendship and service to make the world a better place. Excellent.
That's the
Applause for
main
Crystal.
oh,
You sum it up beautifully. Thomas is commenting that our invocation is written universally as an appeal to higher being. Excellent. That's a great example.
exactly.
Judy says it's actually an international shift in language. Okay. That's about the previous comment.
Mhm.
And this is, we're also talking about diversity. And right now we are looking at this graphic about LGBT. And that is also one of the most visible, to say something. And that's why when we talk about DEI, we immediately bring to this. And the idea of this topic today is to discuss and show that it is way beyond or not only about LGTB. But they have done a great job about inclusion for themselves into our society. And it is to be commended.
One of the biggest movements of inclusion relates to LGBT.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
let's
definitely.
continue. Time
Next
is.
one, please.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well, in here,
okay.
it's very, very interesting. We have a lot of people from different races, from different places of the world, from different professions or occupations. And that's, Rotary began with that, different occupations. So they included people from different occupations, but at that time it was only
Yes.
men. Now we have grown a lot from that first year. And now we have a lot of people from different professions, occupations, and we should respect everyone. And that's the end of this, respect. That's the most
Yes.
important word.
Respect, tolerance, those are the two key words when we're discussing this topic. Next one. And that is like the goal, right, Barbara? This is how we're
Yes.
supposed, we would love to see, actually not distinguish anybody, but to
No,
see
in
them all.
there
And
we can see Rotarians, we can see Rotaract people and interact and even Futuract.
yeah,
And we see them with disabilities, without disabilities, different races, professions, women, men, etc., etc. All of us
yeah,
are different. And
definitely.
because we are different, we have to be respectful with everyone.
Yes. So what now? This is a conversation that we must have, definitely. It's something that we would like to finish with a call to action and invite the clubs to form, if you are so willing to take this mission, like they say in Mission Impossible, uh, to create a subcommittee or a committee, especially focusing on creating the diversity into your club. Somebody to pays attention to those kind of details to see, oh, we are a community of just doctors. Let's change into let's invite lawyers, or let's invite engineers, and let's invite all these different type of diversity that we have to include into our clubs. And so that's what we like to finish with. If you need help, I am the DEI committee. I still haven't learned a new name. I'm sorry about that. And so reach out to me and I can help you with that. Barbara is also willing. She's in 4240 and she has a lot, as you can tell, she has a lot of experience on this topic. To finish, I just like to read Shelley's from Roatan. She says that she used that time for prayers for people around the world. For example, we kept the people from Canada facing major wildfires. It is all about people coming together to help each other, even if it is just lifting them up in our thoughts and prayer. Great, great practice, Shelley. So,
thank you very, very much. We'll be here. We'll be around. So let's get in touch.
yes, thank you.
Thank you, Jose.
My pleasure. Thank you, Barbara.
Bye.
Thank you for working with me on this. And now I'm changing my hat back into the remainder of the program. Thank you very much. And we move again to the third topic today, and it's about resources. And it will be facilitated by Julie Ordonez, and she will do it in English, so people in translation can switch back into the main channel. Julie, the floor is yours.
Huh?
Okay, I think we're done.
Yes, Julie, you're on now.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Here we go. Thank you very much. Here we go. Well, my name is Julia Ordonez. I'm a Rotary member for 26 years now. Recently, I became a Rotarian back in 1999 in October 21. So recently, I just turned 26 years in the organization, but before that, I was a Rotaractor, and before that, I was an Interactor. So if I add it all, I have over 30 years of experience in the organization. And it's a pleasure for me to be able
Perdón, Julia, disculpa la interrupción, es que no se escucha alto. No se escucha alto.
do you hear me better now?
Perfect,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. So I was telling you, I have more than 30 years of involvement in our organization. And today I'm going to talk to you about the Rotary tools online that Rotary gives us to be able to learn more about our organization, because if you don't know something, you can't love it. And if you can't love it, you can share it. So the topics we're going to talk about are the getting started with our Learning Center and the Rotary Club Central Resources. These are the two topics particularly that we're going to discuss today. So the Rotary Learning Center is a central location to find information and gain knowledge about Rotary. It's your source of learning. And when you're a new member, it can allow you to explore everything that Rotary offers. A club or district leader completing it's important to you complete essential courses to your role, and or a participant seeking to enhance your leadership skills. The courses and learning plans in the Learning Center also provide most up-to-date information about current policies and practices. The Learning Center is actually customized to you according to your membership status, your language, and your role in Rotary. You get into it by signing into My Rotary. If you know non-members or prospective members who want to take some courses, tell them that they don't have to be a Rotarian to be able to create a My Rotary account, and they can use the Learning Center. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what you will see if you're a Rotarian, a Rotaractor, or if you are the executive secretary of a club or a district. This is the first page that you will find when you log into the Rotary Learning Center. Here you'll see the main catalog of courses by topic, by language, and you can even choose the additional languages available for you. But if you are not a Rotarian, when you log in, you'll find this. This screen will show you the leadership courses and how to engage with Rotary, and some courses about general information on Rotary International. The training center has courses designed for different positions and topics. Every course is labeled e-learning, and it shows the time it takes to complete. Typically, a course takes about 15 minutes to complete. And you'll find the information about that course clicking on the course detail icon. It's in the lower corner of each of the courses. And when you click on that, it will give you access to the course syllabus, a brief course description, how long it will take you to complete the course, and how long do you have to complete the course. Also, it's very important to you to look into the different courses that you would like to take. There are another way to take courses. There are learning plans, and the learning plans is groups of courses that are related to a role or a specific topic. Many of them can be found under club leadership or district leadership, and the image will show an icon showing learning plan instead of e-learning. And it will show also how many courses it imply, and also it will probably include in the name either basic, intermediate, or advanced to show how important is this topic, or how advanced is this topic in particular. How do you find courses or learning plans? You can find them in several ways, either browsing by topic, which is in the screen that I showed you before. Each of these white brands show you the topic of these courses where you can find the topic. You also can find your courses browsing by language. In the language level, they will let you see how many courses are in English available for you. We can also browse using filters or categories. If you put the search icon, you can choose which kind of course that you want to take. You can take a webinar, an e-learning, a learning plan. You can see which courses are you enrolled or not enrolled. You can choose the language, the duration. And you can also use categories. So for example, you can look into fundraising courses or leadership courses or membership courses. So it's very friendly oriented, user-oriented. The other way to find courses is also by search result types. So if you want to look into specific topics, you just put keywords, type keywords on the search area, and it will display many different topics, videos, interactive learning, presentations. Rotary will give you all these kinds of options so you can look into it. Once you have selected the course that you want to take, you just have to click on the enroll button. which is a little mistake. Okay, but it's the blue button there. You click on them, and now you are registered or enrolled into a particular course. When you enroll in the course, this screen will show. It will show the name of the course, it will show the table of contents, and the description, and some additional resources related to the course that you have selected. Once you complete an interactive model, you may not see how to continue. So the only thing that you have to do is click on the X at the upper right of the screen, or you'll find a button that on the mobile app that will be labeled Next. And you can close that screen and continue with your course as planned. When all the materials are marked completed with a blue sign over the topic in question, you'll see on the top of the screen a button labeled Download Certificate. It will allow you to print or view the certificate of completion, and you can also download all the certificates that you have earned from the My Activity Play page under courses. Once you complete the course, also you can see the course evaluation. You'll find this screen. It's not a course evaluation for you. It's not an exam. It will let you tell Rotary, what do you think, your opinion on a certain course, and give a feedback. So because the Rotary Learning Center is continually improving itself. So it uses the opinions of Rotarians to improve each and every course. When a course is, even if you have completed a course, if at some point Rotary update those materials, you will find that the course that you have already completed may look as in progress. Well, the idea is that you return to it and look into these updated materials. So you'll know which materials you previously have taken, you can complete later. On the right corner, you'll find a hamburger menu, and this menu will show you the categories like the dashboard. The dashboard option will let you find all the courses and learning plans that you have already enrolled in, and you can use it also to return to a course or a learning plan that you have started and have not completed. You don't have to complete the course at the same time you enroll in it. You can go back to it. If you are not able to complete the 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 2 hours, it depends on the course, you can take it later and return to it by your accessing through your dashboard. Also in the dashboard, you'll find the badges and points that you have earned for completing various activities or and the Learning Center. And the leaderboard shows you how you are in relation with other Rotarians in your area or in the world, how many courses that you have completed in relation to the other Rotarians in your area. For more details on your overall learning activities, you can also go to the hamburger menu and choose My Activities to show your statistics. This menu also have tabs to show your progress on all courses, your learning plans, and the badges that you have, and the certifications that you have yet to print. So for example, it appears here how many courses that you have completed, how many hours that you have looked into that specific topic, and what's your activity, the number of sessions that you have during the year. So I hope that this is a very fast introduction to the Rotary Learning Center. I invite you to actually look into it and learn more about the Rotary Learning Center. It gives you the opportunity to learn more about the organization and share the knowledge with your club and other members of Rotary, or even the prospective members. The second part of this presentation that I'm going to give you is about accessing Rotary Club Central. Rotary Club Central is important because it's an all-in-one online tool for setting and tracking club goals. It will help you with the strategic planning, leadership continuity, and transparency. By using it, clubs can reduce paperwork, document projects, ensure project progress toward their objectives. And also, it will help the club to be eligible for Rotary citations. Okay. The most successful clubs actually plan for the future. When members decide together that they want to what they want to accomplish in 1, 2, or 3 years in the future, they prepare for success by giving the clubs direction and giving members shared purpose. Before each Rotary year begins, the Rotary incoming leaders should set the goals in Rotary Club Central, using the club current situation as the baseline and the strategic plan guides for the next few years. You can now set the goals for 3 years at a time. Future club leaders are able to modify these goals as the years progress. If you set and achieve at least half of the goals that are marked in your Rotary Club Central, you will earn the Rotary Club Excellence Award for the current year. Rotary's Board of Direction has selected 6 top priority goals that are particularly effective in strengthening a club and helping Rotary to creating lasting change. These goals are listed in Rotary Club Central and will count towards the Club Excellence Award when you achieve them. Consider these questions as you set these goals in these particularly 6 top goal topics. For a strategic plan, does your club has a strategic plan? If they don't, you may be it may be interesting for you to meet with your club members and create a strategic plan for the club. In club membership, how many club members does your club wants to have at the end of the Rotary year? How many do you have, and how many members do you want to have at the end of the year? In service participation, how many members will participate in club service activities during the year? Annual fund contribution, how much money will your club and its members will give to the Rotary Foundation during any given Rotary year? Polio Plus fund contributions, remembering that polio, the eradication of polio is one of our main goals today. It's important for us to think on how much money your club and its members will give to the funds of Rotary of Polio Plus during the Rotary year, how much money you will be able to raise. And the benefactors during a given Rotary year, how many more individuals or couples will inform the Rotary Foundation that their estate plans include endowment funds, or how many of the members will want to become benefactors of the Rotary Foundation by giving $1,000 or month more to the endowment fund. It's important to know that this access to setting goals is only available for leadership access of the club. Not every member have access to Rotary Club Central. You can look into it, but you can only modify Rotary Club Central goals if you have leadership roles like president, secretary, treasurer, or the club learning facilitator, the public image chair, the membership chair, or the foundation chair of the club. How to access the Rotary Club Central? First and foremost, you need to sign into My Rotary account. You go to myrotary.org and sign in or register for an account. Other way to access is to access rotary.org/Club Central to access directly to the site. If you type this address, you will be led exactly to the same page, asking you to sign into your My Rotary account. Once you are signed on My Rotary, you can go to the top menu and access and select the Knowledge and Resources drop-down menu from My Rotary page. It's the same menu where you will be able to access other resources for Rotary, such as a Rotary Showcase, the Brand Center, the Learning Center that we just talked about. Then in that menu of Rotary tools, you will choose the Rotary Club Central. And there you will be able to manage your club goals, track your progress, and access all the rest of the resources for the club. How to select your, the first critical phase of doing, setting your goals is selecting the year. It's very important that when you're selecting your goals and the goals that you want to set for Rotary, you have to select the year that you're wanting to select your goals for, and to ensure accurate tracking for the Rotary current cycle. Then you will have to access the selection menu by clicking Edit, and then you will set the exact goals that you want to choose for your club. Don't overcommit. Just select the goals that you plan to pursue. It doesn't serve you well if you just select every goal possible and you won't be able to achieve them. So, well, and that's practically it. Once you have set your goals, please select Save and save every achievement. So, yeah, this is a quick overview of the Rotary tools, and we are here in the coordination ready to help you to work on setting your goals if you need more help. Thank you very much for listening. Back to you, Jose.
Yes, thank you very much, Julia. Thank you for all those. Oh, sorry, okay, here I am. Well, Julia, thank you very much for that presentation. I know that setting up the goals and registering for the induction, for the training, it's very important for members. I myself have taken many of those courses, and That was, to me, a personal note, a little bit distracting. I didn't understand why it was still in progress when I had finished the report. So it's a good way to always come back and check them out. That is a very good advice. So for the next topic, we're going to have the past district governor Antonio Singh from 4240 and Wendy Ayesta from 4250 have a discussion, and they will talk about what's the plan.
When estás en mute. Wendy, please start the build.
Oh, I'm on mute, sorry.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Jose. Welcome to this session titled What's the Plan? Where we will explore together how Rotary is transforming to face the challenges of the present and of the future. My name is Wendy Ayesta, as part of the District 4250 team on the Rotary Goals Committee. Today, our past District Governor, Antonio Singh, and I will talk about three fundamental pillars: Rotary's action plan, how that plan connects to you, and the strategic plan that guides our decision. Let's discover this together. Good morning, Antonio.
Good morning, Wendy. This is, and everybody here. Thank you for being here this morning. I know it's Sunday. Maybe you want to rest, but it's time to learn more about Rotary. Okay, let's start. This plan calls us to be agents of change. It invites us to think about how our individual and collective actions can transform our community. You, as a Rotary leaders, already know that what Rotary's action plan is. It's a sustainable approach designed to strengthen clubs and maintain a healthy organization, provide a positive and engaging experience to members and participants, and generate lasting change in the world.
But before we start our conversation, we want to share with you a video about the Rotary Action Plan. Please, Jerry, run the video.
Somos gente de acción.
Y cuando hay un desafío que enfrentar, la gente de acción se une y elabora un plan.
Incluso mientras continuamos abordando los problemas globales, nos enfrentamos a uno propio. Cuando Rotary encuestó a personas de todo el mundo, descubrió una gran brecha entre quiénes somos hoy como organización y quiénes necesitamos y queremos ser.
Nuestra base es sólida, pero Rotary está lista para demostrar que podemos crecer y volvernos aún más fuertes.
Así que establecimos nuestro nuevo plan de acción como hoja de ruta para que podamos pensar de forma diferente, ser más inclusivos y convertirnos en un Rotary más fuerte y eficaz.
El plan tiene 4 prioridades. Incrementaremos nuestro impacto, porque hoy más que nunca el mundo necesita una planificación innovadora y soluciones probadas. Nos guiaremos más por los datos, no solo para servir a las comunidades y hacer el bien, sino midiendo lo que hacemos para que podamos escalar nuestras iniciativas exitosas y compartiendo más historias convincentes sobre el bien que hacemos.
Ampliaremos nuestro alcance dando la bienvenida a nuevas personas en Rotary y encontrando nuevas formas de conectar a aquellos que desean mejorar nuestras comunidades y a sí mismos. Mejoraremos el involucramiento de los participantes asegurándonos de que todos los que se conectan con nosotros saquen más provecho de sus experiencias que el esfuerzo que invirtieron en ellas.
E incrementaremos nuestra capacidad de adaptación, porque adelantándonos al cambio y manteniéndonos fieles a lo que somos es exactamente cómo nos aseguramos de tener el poder de permanencia que se necesita para liderar un nuevo siglo de cambio.
El plan de acción de Rotary es ambicioso, pero podemos hacerlo realidad.
Si trabajamos juntos en nuevas formas de pensar, planificar y tomar acción, nosotros llevaremos a nuestras comunidades y a nuestra organización a nuevas alturas.
Nuestro legado se está gestando. ¿Estás listo para aportar tu granito de arena?
Demostremos al mundo lo que significa ser gente de acción.
Okay, sorry,
Somos...
we sent it in Spanish, but at the end of the session, we will send you the link where you can see this video in English. As you saw in the video, Rotary's action plan is a global roadmap. It was created to help us increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, and adapt for the future. There are our priorities. and they are based on what our members, participants, staff, and communities believe is essential to make our vision a reality. The study has shown that people are looking for a sense of purpose and an opportunity to serve in the community, ways to work on causes that matter to them, organizations with an established reputation, programs that make a difference at the local level. These findings reinforce the goals developed for each of the 4 priorities of the action plan.
Exactly, Antonio. These goals are the way we fulfill each priority, keeping clubs and our organization healthy, offering better experiences to members and participants, and generating sustainable global change. Clubs should consider these goals when developing their long-term plans for each priority, whether it's membership, fundraising, service to the community and to the public, or public image, which all fall into those 4 categories we were talking about. This plan is not just a statement of intentions, it's an invitation to act. So are we applying it in our clubs? We have to reflect this, write it down on a piece of paper, and then take it to your meeting to discuss it with your board. It's really important. Antonio, as a governor, what concrete examples have you seen where the action plan has generated a positive impact?
Thank you, Wendy. I share concrete examples I've seen as governor where Rotary's action plan impact reach, engagement, experience, adaptability, moving from words to real action. Increase or impact, interactive classroom in the different provinces in Panama, partnership with the membership of education and clubs to equip classroom with screens, connected TV, and teacher training. Result, more effective instructional hours and better attendance rates. The project is now replicated by other clubs in the district. Steps, polio, annual walk and fundraising campaign. Every year we see more participants and more funds for Polio Plus, with clear messaging on vaccination and prevention. Expand or reach. New clubs of youth network, opening, strengthening, interact in schools and Rotaract in the university level. Results, more young volunteers and more families connected to the Rotary. The membership funnel widens. Local partnerships, municipalities, libraries, business, projects moving out of the club's meeting room and into public space. Rotary becomes visible and useful in a daily community life. Enhanced participation, engagement, members, RILA, and practical workshops focus on useful skills, leadership, communication, project management. Those follow up using a body system results youth retention and greater willingness to lead communities and club activities. Purpose driving meetings, shorter agendas, site visits to activity projects, and guest speakers. Members leave motivated and with clear next steps, not just minutes and reports. Increase our ability to adapt. Simple data management basic dashboard of goals, membership, service hours, fundraising, people impacted. This allows quick course correction when something is not moving. Hybrid formats combining in a person and virtual meeting for committees and training. Fewer absence and better continuity in terms. Ready to replicate project manual, projects sheet with objectives, budget, partners, and timeline other clubs can copy and adapt without starting from zero. International examples that inspire us and that we model from. End Polio Now, integration and fundraising. Plus more awareness, more logistical voluntary proof that the global goal can be driven by local measurable action. Shelter box, disaster response, agile cooperation, simple protocols, and clear communication, a model we use in our local response campaign. Wendy, what do you think is the biggest challenge to implementing the action plan in Rotary Club?
Thank you for the question, Antonio. Your examples were so great. In my experience, the biggest challenge to implementing the action plan in Rotary clubs is getting every member to understand that this plan is not something external, something imposed, but a tool that can strengthen what we are already doing. Many times change creates resistance, right? especially when it means reviewing our traditional way of doing things. It's easier to do what we have always done. It's the difficult part, it's starting something new. But the action plan is not trying to replace our essence, it's trying to amplify it. Let that sink in. The challenge is communicating that clearly, inspiring commitment, and translating it into the concrete actions that match the reality of each club, because we're talking about different clubs and different realities. Now, we're going to talk about the Rotary Action Plan and you. Let's talk about you, the members that are here, trying to learn what, membership is and what you can do to better your membership. How do you connect personally to this plan? And what does this mean to you as a Rotarian? You can either raise your hand or write it in the comments. If you see me looking to the side, it's because I'm looking at the comments on the other screen. So let's see. Who wants to talk about how you connect with this plan, with everything that you've heard up until this moment? Let's see. Javier Gamboa, are you there? Let's go back in the slide, please. Yes. How do you connect with this plan? Can you unmute?
Yeah, now I can. It was like locked. Okay, well, I think first of all, you can plan ahead with the club what you can put in like through the year, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So if you plan ahead, you can properly adjust all the goals and desires of the membership to implement the action plan in the day-to-day of the club's actions and projects. I think one of the good things at like each trimester during the period in the Rotarian year, it's to go back and check everything again to see how far or how aligned you still are in the goal with the plan.
Awesome. Thank you, Javier. Back to you, Antonio.
This plan called us to be agents of change. It invites us to think about how our individual and collective actions can transform our community.
So, Antonio, what motivates you to keep participating in Rotary under this new vision? Do you feel it's a waste of time or is it really worth it?
Wendy, it's absolutely not a waste of time. On the contrary, it's the best use of my hour. What motivates me to keep serving Rotary under the new vision is that I measure results, impact. Projects like interactive classrooms, more STEP, less polio, and community libraries show clear indicators. More individuals, more students reach it, more funds for the polio, and more active volunteers. We bring in more people and more partnerships reach. Interact, Rotaract, and corporate partners expands our capacity. Every partnership turns a good idea into a sustainable project. The member experience is better. Engagement, purpose, driving meetings, defining roles, and ongoing training keep people motivated and proud to belong. We adapt without drama. Adaptability, dashboard, quarterly reviews, and hybrid formats allow us to correct course quickly instead of getting stuck. What keeps me here is seeing people and communities change, and young person who discover leadership as a school that learns better, a family that receives help at the right time. That is not a waste of time. This is the meaning, and as long as the vision keeps turning intention into concrete change, I'll be here, working and inspiring others to join.
Thank you. That's awesome, Antonio. Now we're going to talk about the strategic plan. We already covered our plan of action and what it means to us. So let's go to the action plan, which is the framework or the Rotary Strategic Plan, sorry, which is a framework that gives a structure to our long-term goals, right? It helps us make informed and sustained decisions. The strategic planning process in Rotary is guided or divided into 4 main phases. Antonio, can you tell me what the first 2 phases are?
With pleasure. Phase 1, access the club's current situation, identifying major problems, analyze club's strength and weakness, and recognize opportunities and challenge in the community. Phase 2, establish a vision. Define what the club wants to be in the future. Identify desired characteristics, think about the club legacy, and draft a vision statement that reflects long-term goals. Do you know the other 2?
Yes, I do. It's part of my role in the district to know these next phases. Now, phase 3 is develop a plan. You set strategic priorities, define your goals. They have to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And then identify the steps needed, what you require in resources and timelines to achieve these goals. This plan should align with the vision and with Rotary's action plan. You then record those goals in Rotary Club Central, as Julia showed you how, and you can plan 1 year out and up to 3 years. So this is a long term for Rotary. Now, phase 4, you track progress. You monitor advancement toward the goals, then analyze the results, identify areas for improvement, and adjust the plan as needed. The plan is not written in stone, guys. It's, you can adjust it as you go along, but you have to have a plan. It's very important to involve incoming club leaders to ensure the continuity of this plan. You also do this and register this in Rotary Club Central. If you don't upload the progress, then Rotary doesn't know about the wonderful things our clubs are doing in our community. So Antonio, did you know that this process is designed to guide clubs toward their goals and strengthen their impact in the community, while also encouraging participation and adaptability to change?
Yes, and most importantly, it's aligned with our values. You may be asking yourself how we can use this plan to strengthen our clubs, attract new members, and ensure the continuity of our projects. The strategic plan gives us the long-term vision, what kind of Rotary we want to be. And the action plan tells us how to look in the day-to-day life of the club. When we use them together, we achieve 3 critical things: strengthening the club intern, member experience plus adaptability, with a clear priority instead of doing a little of everything. Example, is our club focusing on basic education this year? Good. Then we train members in that area, align funding that to that area and report on that area. We create real useful roles for every member, not just titles. When each person knows why they are at the table, they stay. We measure and improve. We use simple dashboard activities, active membership, service hour, fundraising, people impacted. And we adjust quickly, no ego, just data. Result, less internal burnout, less improvisation, more shared purpose. Attract new members, reach plus experience. When you can say, this is our plan, this is our impact, and this is your role, people join. Nobody gets excited about joining a club that only have endless meetings. People join a club that solves real problems. The action plan forces us to communicate better. Every project must tell a clear story. What we do, who will help, and why it matters. That improves our public image and opens the door to young leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs, educators, international community, etc. We offer meaningfully experience, not just dinner attendance, workshop, mentoring, visible hands-on projects in the community. That's what makes Rotary relevant to the next generation. Result, Rotary stops looking like a club from the past and becomes a current platform to service and leadership. Guarantee continuity beyond one president's impact and adaptability. Every important project must have a clear partners, estimated budget, point person, and a successful plan. That's the action plan in practice. We document lessons learned and the key contact, city hall, companies, school, etc. That way, the project belongs to the club, not to one single person. A strategic plan plus action plan means the next president doesn't have to invent something new just to leave a mark, but can strengthen what are already working and scale it. Results, we stop starting from zero every July. We build legacy, not insulated event. So how do we actually use this in each club? We define our central cause for this year, for example, education, prevention, health, environment. We connect that cause to a concrete project with measurable 90-day goals. We assign owners, partners, and budget. We communicate that project as our club identity. This is what we do, and this is why you should join us. We release the project documented for the next board. That is exactly the link between the strategic plan, who we want to be, and the action plan, who we are doing right now to get there. In Rotary language, it strengthens the club, it brings the new people, it ensures the good work continuity, and that is how we build a healthy, sustainable club, not just a busy one. I don't know if someone wants to participate in this. You can chat also if you don't want to talk about what we have just told at this moment.
Well, thank you, Antonio, for that comprehensive explanation. I think we could show the video in English right now. Maybe Jerry could help us. Yes, we don't want to leave you with that Spanish video. Let's go. There's no sound. No hay sonido, Jerry.
We are people of action.
And when there's a challenge to confront, people of action come together and make a plan.
Even as we continue to help address global challenges, we're facing one of our own. When Rotary surveyed people around the world, we found a big gap between who we are as an organization today and who we need and want to be.
Our foundation is strong, but Rotary is ready to show that we can grow and become even stronger.
So we established our new action plan as a roadmap for how we can think differently, be more inclusive, and become a stronger, more effective Rotary.
The plan has 4 priorities. We're going to increase our impact because now more than ever, the world needs innovative planning and proved solutions. We'll be more data-driven, not just serving communities and doing good works, but measuring what we do so we can scale up our successes. And share more compelling stories about the good we do.
We will expand our reach by welcoming new people into Rotary and finding new ways to connect with people who share our commitment to making our communities and ourselves better. We'll enhance participant engagement by making sure everyone who connects with us gets even more out of their experiences than they put in.
And we'll increase our ability to adapt, because staying ahead of change while staying true to who we are is exactly how we make sure we have the staying power it takes to lead a new century of change.
Rotary's action plan is ambitious, but we can do it.
If we work together on new ways to think, plan, and take action, we will bring our communities and our organization to new heights.
Our legacy is in the making. Ready to do your part?
Let's show the world what it means to be people of action.
Thank you, Jerry. We're people of action, right? Thank you for the help. Now we've talked about the global plan, the personal plan, and the strategic plan. We have given you some tools. Now it's your turn. What's your plan? Antonio.
We invite everybody to share one idea, one action, or one commitment you can make to align your Rotary work with this plan. We thank you for your time and attention. Thank you, Wendy, also to share this with me. And we hope this seminar is a great value towards district. It's been a pleasure sharing this platform with you. And thank you all for your participation. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. It's been great working with you, Antonio, today. And thank you all for your participation. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Antonio. And I would just like to say that this is proof that we are indeed people of action. We saw the need and somebody tracked down that video and we shared at the end of the presentation in English. So this is what we do. We fix problems. For the next topics, we're going to have a panel, and the topic is engage with prospective partners. And the panelists are going to be the DRR of 4240, Javier Gamboa, and 4250, Aaron Cardosa. As panel moderators, we will have Mario Lopez Salguero and Julie Ordóñez.
Oh, that's right.
You have the floor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello, Mario. How are you?
Hey, Julie, how are you? It's a pleasure to have you here, and also to have this young team of future leaders. Well, actual leaders, as they are doing a great job of doing what the DRR means is the District Rotaract Representative. I remember when I was part of the team, when I was a Rotaractor, as you were, Julie. So this is going to be a very interesting conversation as we are going to be past Rotaractors talking with current Rotaractors. So that's going to be always fun. And we're going to talk with Aaron Cardosa and Javier Gamboa. So first of all, welcome Aaron and welcome Javier.
Aaron, I see you.
Aaron, you're in mute. Let's see.
Unmute your microphone, Aaron. Okay.
You're good. Okay.
He's in mute again. There.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure being here with you, sharing this Sunday. And of course, with my friend, Javi. So let's start with that.
Perfect. So we're going to start talking about membership and growth in Rotary, and also how we can talk about potential members, especially strategies to attract new members and how to promote new clubs. I'm going to talk after this panel about new Rotary clubs and how to develop. But right now, why don't we start with your first question, Julie?
My first question is for RDR Aaron. Aaron, retention is our greatest challenge. With up to 25% of members living within the first 3 years of their involvement in Rotary. So if a club member applies the member exit survey and their main finding is either the cost use or the lack of meeting value, who should lead the action plan and what is the tactical solution for each of these problems?
Okay, so that's a really good question. And I could say that the action plan should be led by first the membership committee, and also in coordination with the board, executive board of directors, and of course the treasurer who's in charge of this area directly. And if we talk about the discussed, we can say that a tactical solution could be basically talking about the transparency and value. The board must be clear also about how we're using money. And that's a question we always ask for. So I could say that it's really important in our clubs keeping and communicate the return on investment. But as district, we are working a lot. We are trying to show the members all they are given to Rotary, like also academic and all time and service and their organization process of projects and execution of projects also count. So we are also working on this area to let them know what's the return on investment. So members gain also professional development and global connections here in Rotary, so they can see that all what they are giving to Rotary also is going back to them in other different ways. And also, I could say that we can talk about that this evaluation. Class must review their dues to ensure they are reasonable and not excessive for their community, for the culture of their club. Because we, all our clubs also have a different culture, so the due has to be adapted to our cultures of clubs too, and how our people is written that area. So that's really important to think about. And mention the lack of meetings value. The solution is to be flexible because we all are busy, so we all manage different times and different also situations in our work and personal life. So it's really important to check how our meetings are being. And also, the clubs should review the format and the frequency of our meetings. So it's indicated basically that the club may adapt to hybrid meetings. Those can be online model and also in-person model, or we can replace also a weekly meeting with a service project or social activity, what are really important actually in our clubs, because sometimes we forget the Rotary also means about us, the membership. So we are working a lot out, we are serving in the communities, but sometimes we are forgetting the Rotary is also about us. So we have to take time as club to share and to spend time together.
So Aaron, I love that you were talking about return of investment. I know that we discussed this in the PELS and also about personalization. I think that one of the things that we've seen, and I'm going to ask a question to Javier in just a second, is that most people think that the return of investment or the value proposition that Rotary has, it's always linear, it's always the same. But throughout the lifespan of a person through Rotaract or Rotary, it's a moving target. I mean, sometimes you're not going to be able to do a lot of time because you're starting a family, you're starting a business, and then maybe when you're older, you get more time, but then you have less energy. So one of the things that we need to consider when we're doing the actual evaluation of the 3-year term that Julie was asking is, what is the best value we can provide to this person in the next 3 years? And that's one of the things that we need to discuss. And now, Javier, here's a question for you. So let's say you're finishing up your RDR, and then you want to start going through the process to go as a Rotary member, not just a Rotaractor. There's many ways you can do that. You can actually go to a Rotary club already, but let's say that you want to start maybe going or developing a satellite club, which requires only 8 members now, or maybe a community club model, which has a minimum of 15. What is the actual minimum mentorship of the sponsoring club that they should use in order to develop those clubs? And what are your thoughts about doing this type of clubs?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for the space. I think it's a great space to put in practice what we say and what we aim for in our districts. Regarding the question, I think that when we speak about satellite clubs and community clubs within Rotary, the main goal is always to keep growing our community, make more diverse the type of members that we recruit, and clearly interest and capacity, and also network of different age gaps that usually happen within Rotary membership sometimes makes difficult to retain and to bring like interesting or attractiveness position to Rotaractors to make like that leap jump towards Rotary. So now that you mention these new types of organizing new clubs, we are doing a huge effort in our district with the membership coordination within Rotary and Rotary, and it's a little bit deeper than just like open a club. Is getting one day in district master to host an open house, try to invite every Rotaractor above 30 years or the ones that already left the organization that we know from our time here, and try to present these kind of memberships. So it's more than just getting together with my colleagues, Rotaractors that are like at my age gap, and question ourselves that if we are going to go to Rotary, how are we going to go, which club we do prefer, and have like a broader vision. Because before 2019, I don't know if you are all aware of this, but Elevate Rotary became a legislation change in our organization. And as Rotaractors, we became members, and the 30 years old limit to be as active Rotaractor, it was like dissolved. So before that, before 2019, we lost a ton of membership, not only in Rotary, as a Rotary family. And those are people that are like 5 years left outside of the organization that we can call back and we can open clubs. And if they didn't were invited or find solutions, usually this kind of efforts will make sense in a way, because we know them. We share time with them. We did projects with them. We went to conference with them. So that's part of the things that we can apply and try to aim for success. And finally, especially when we went in the documentation of the Rotary website, we found information about the 2-year minimum mentorship that at least a satellite club needs to be successful, because less than 2 years, usually the drop rate or the capacity to be self-sufficient, it's on the line. So when we aim to first gather the people to open a new club, we need at least to be side by side 2 years. So any current Rotary club, and I speak to all people here, that it's willing to support the opening of a new club in the family, plan ahead at least 2 years of mentorship besides them, so we can aim to have a new Rotary club in the family.
I love, Javier, that your proposal is that every Rotaractor is not a question of if should go into Rotary, is the how it should go into Rotary. So I think it's a great comment. But Julie,
Mario,
you have another question.
Yeah, I have another question for you, Javier, actually.
Okay.
What's the key message that should the club convey to capture a potential member attention from that first contact that you were talking about? And why is that personal invitation so crucial?
Okay, well, to wrap up a little bit with the last question, and I think these two questions back to back makes a lot of sense, because the main connection is, how do we speak to this potential member? And if it is someone from the community or someone that is not related to Rotary, well, the effort usually it's the invitation. That's the challenge, because sometimes we don't aim for a specific point of reference of these persons that we're inviting. And the statistics shows that 85% of new members join because someone that is close to them or within their circle invites them. So when we say Rotary's one main point of union, it's the friendship, is because it's completely true. Like we invite our friends and we make new friends within the organization, but the reason that we got in is because we trust someone that gave us the honor and the pleasure to join this organization. And what I was saying before is that usually when we do this effort, we've been talking for so long what our Rotarians can do to welcome Rotaractors in Rotary. And I think we need to flip that way of thinking, and that's what can we do as Rotaractors to fit our needs and our membership desires to make it a Rotary Club, because we now have full representation, full autonomy, and full capacity to live Rotary at a point in our lives that Rotary start making more sense. And I do speak for myself because I'm now 32 years old, and when I was probably like 28, 29, had like a ton of invitations from my sponsor Rotary Club from my community, and it didn't click at the time, but now it does make way more sense. So that's a perfect example that I can use myself as how usually time gives you the answer. But it's that we need to focus an invitation that it's powerful and mentions the passion and the needs of this new person that it's joined our Rotary clubs.
Yeah, yesterday we heard a very good comment that we come for the service, we stay because of the friendship. So one of the things that you just said, Javier, and I want to ask Aaron, is that what are the biggest mistakes that we make in Rotary when we are trying to attract new members? Because we have a very good hit ratio once we invite them, but there's something lacking there because we're having this attrition of 25% in the first 3 years. So what are those mistakes, Aaron, that we're doing?
Perfect. This is really interesting question because we all are interested about attracting new people to our clubs and then to keeping them in our clubs. What it's most important, and I could say that there are critical mistakes. The first one is not asking for membership. The main mistake is not asking. So we are not asking to our friends if they want to join us. How are we inspiring others in our social medias? How are we inspiring them also with our service? So asking them is also important, and inviting them to be part of our organization and also to join us to feel this side of the service, and also this side of the community, because here we are also creating community. And then the second
And
mistake I
now,
think
just
it is
a quick
selling the
comment
club
before you
is
continue. I love Kiki when she said that we're going to have to invite our doctors, but I think that you guys are not having to go to the doctor so much, but maybe you can ask your dentist. So that's a good question, another way to see who's in our circle.
that's true, that's right. Perfect. And the second one, I think it is selling the club instead of listening. So, clubs, we are often talking about projects and only talking about projects in our traditions. But what about our prospects? Are we listening to them? Are we listening the topics they are interested about? Are we listening also what do they want to do in our clubs? What are their personal goals? So we can create these comfortable spaces for them where they can grow, because here everyone wants to grow. And I also give always like an example. We can see a lot of young people, and this is an example that I really use with all our clubs actually in visits in Rotarac in our district. We can see a lot of young people running at 5 a.m. And that's difficult because first you need a lot of discipline to wake up at 5 a.m. for an exercise. That's not me, obviously. But then we cannot have them in our projects at 2 p.m., for example, in the afternoon. Why? Because they are feeling connected to a community in their groups, in their running clubs. They actually have running clubs too with names, and they have meetings, and they're not only running in the morning, they are also doing an after to get fun, to share, to spend time together, to connect. So, what are we doing as clubs? Are we creating a space where our people can connect, can spend time together, as we can grow also as friends? Because serving is better when we serve with friends. So, what are we doing as clubs? Are we listening our members? Are we also creating spaces for them to get fun, to just talk about our lives, or to play a game, to make different meetings and creative meetings, to not only talking about projects and work, because as you know, we all have meetings in during the week after work. So all the stress of your work, all the stress of your life, all the stress of the traffic before going to the meeting, and then when you go to the meeting, you are overshot of stress. So what are we doing in our meetings too to get fun? Are we doing something different where our people can also get fun, and then we can talk about projects? Can we do something different during the month? Can we do a social by month just to share and to know our members? So we are going to make more interesting clubs for the community, more interesting clubs for our prospects. So they're gonna feel listened, and they are gonna feel that they belong here because we are creating those spaces for them, and we are also opening spaces to spend time, to know ourselves, to grow together, to grow in professional areas, to grow in personal areas, but most important, to make community, because we all want to want to be part of something. We have that need, so we have to create communities in our clubs to others feel they're part of our community, to connect with the service, and to serve through friendship.
I love the quote, service is better when you're serving with friends. I love that one. And the other thing that I think is that, Adam, I love to do any type of particular activity, maybe go cooking, maybe learn something, but I'm not going to wake up at 5 o'clock, because if not, I'm not going to have any energy the rest of the day. But Julie, you have another question.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think the only thing that I would lift myself from the bed at 5 a.m. is to run, but to run the curtains shut. And that's it. I'm not going to run anywhere at 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay, Javier, we were discussing about the need to adapt the clubs, but also it's important how to adapt or recruitment strategy for these new generations without losing the essence of service, of fellowship, or and ethics in our Rotary and Rotary clubs. What do you think?
Well, I think these questions are right on the point, because the traditions, when we speak about the essence of Rotary clubs and the difference between Rotary clubs, for example, when we speak about new generations, are preserved through a main essence, which is our ethics. And when we speak about our ethics, is the high value of our fellowship and everything that's preserved through the four-way test. And if we apply this on our community services and like links between membership and, well, friends, eventually we will find a lot of good answers. And this comes with the capacity of a club of being flexible. I do think that when we open this question, we need to first answer if a club is actually interested in having new generations. I know Rotary all over the policies and membership forums like this one speak about welcome new generations into the club, but each club has like I say, like as a user persona, like how they like to share their space, and that's the value of that club, that they don't need to lose that, but through being flexible, through adaptation, they can find answers, always trying to follow the four-way test. So that being said, I think that these kind of clubs that are challenged to be more flexible, they can find solutions. For example, hybrid meeting systems that people can meet in person or online, or e-clubs. Then when we speak about this kind of stuff, it's also like how the lifestyle of the new generations can combine with the current status or lifestyle of the current membership. And it's funny because sometimes at a club, when I go to meetings, some of the honorable members of my sponsor club are friends actually with my grandparents. And when I meet them, it's nice to be with them, but at the same time, it's understandable that some of their goals or ways to live Rotary and how they project themselves servicing their community, it's kind of far away of how we do it in Rotary. And that's a perfect conversation. How do you find the solution through the four-way test?
Okay.
Because at my style, my way of doing things, and their style and the way of doing things, eventually we'll find a flexible point. And when we speak about flexibility, it's not only from the Rotary Club, it's also from the Rotary actors that need to learn how Rotary works and how they can welcome them also.
So Javier, here's a phrase that you can use: is not every Rotarian does service in the same way. And that's something that we try to teach many, many times. Aaron has heard that many times from me. But one of the things that we have done, a very big mistake, and you're just confirming that, is that we think we need to find the members that adapt to our club. But I think it's the other way around. So Aaron, here's a question for you. What are the characteristics of a club that their members want to stay, not just join, but they want to stay? Because a very different way of just joining, you can invite, but we want to kill the attrition of the first 3 years. So what is this characteristics that we should look for?
Well, I think that a club retains members when it offers high value experiences and fosters an inclusive culture. So the two key characteristics are, number one, we can say that an inclusion and membership, and also the mentorship. The club must have a welcoming culture, assign a mentor, for example, or a body to each new member, and also ensure they feel heard. Their opinions also count. So when someone new comes to our clubs, they have to feel this new experience. They have to feel our family environment. So they have to feel they are being part of something big, something important, something incredible. We have to let them know this will be their best experience in life since the first contact they have in our clubs. And also, friendships and fellowship are essential reasons to stay. We all came here because of service, but I'm sure we all stayed here because of the family environment we have in here. So we are important as people. Remember, we are the ones who make Rotary because we are the ones who also get this organization to the communities, this hope to the communities. But what about our clubs and how the people is feeling inside of our clubs too? So let's serve to our clubs too. Let's serve to the people who's coming to our clubs to feel welcoming because they are interested in serving, but they don't know that they will find the awesome experience to find a family in here too. And obviously, the number two, I will say, relevance in projects, because we all came here for service. So the club must have an appealing service plan and engage new members in projects aligned with their interest. Because we also have to listen what the new prospects, what our clubs want to do as projects, what are they interested about in the community. So we are creating interesting spaces for them, and they're gonna feel connected to the purpose of our clubs. And also, we can say that showing that their time and their skills are valued here, that they are being part of us since the first moment. They are not just prospects. If not, they are the as and their creativity also counting here. So we can start giving them projects and activities to organize, and then with a mentor from our clubs who can guide them through the way it is, they're gonna learn to lead projects, and in the future, they're gonna be the ones who will lead others to also continue this process of serving with love and friendship. So let's remember, we all come here because of service, and they all will come here because of service. But here we have to let them know we have a family too. So they're gonna find the best family ever. So we have to sell them the best experience in life.
Perfect, Aaron. And I know Julie has a last question. And Javier, please take your time. Whatever we go through after the time is up, I'll take it out of the presentation of the new club. So go ahead, Julie.
Okay, Javier, we talked about how to retain members and how to involve members in the clubs actually that we have. But we also can find the problem that probably we meet someone that lives in an area or works in an area where a club and a specific club doesn't exist. So how do we, what's the first step to promote the creation of a new club in a community or area where Rotary doesn't have a presence right now, or where membership is not available for the in the community?
Well, I think that's the perfect question for a district like ours, the 4240. And we can, well, we are going through that right now as Rotary and as Rotaractors also. Well, let's begin first when we find a community that has like no available or geographically easy access to a meeting point with a Rotary Club.
Go ahead, Javier.
Okay, should I go?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We need to coordinate with the membership committee of our district and our governor to see where we can find opportunities and necessities of these kind of communities, and trying to find the people that are interested and determine which kind of support and topics these communities is looking for. And when I say this, I will take, for example, the effort that Costa Rica did trying to open in the North Pacific, sorry, the new Rotary Club of Guanacaste. And it's a club that it's beginning this year with the family of the district, but also like the interests and the necessities of this community is like at least 6 hours away from the closest club from them. And it shows that with practical research and responsible people, we can find this melting point of new membership that can fit these communities' necessities. And I do want to mention specifically like the membership committees and the governors work, because they know and they have like a broader vision where they can support and also give endorsement to these kind of processes, because all the bureaucracy that takes to open a new club usually is easier when you have the governors and his or her team help. Then one thing that I want to say, especially when membership is not feasible. So in our district, we are currently going through under arrest political situation in Nicaragua. In our district, Nicaragua has some new regulations within assets coming from the US mainly, but like from abroad, when it's direct to NGOs, and this becomes a political target for the government to shut down this kind of activities. So what we found as a solution is to build our best efforts to bring assistance and mentorship to these members that are actually Rotarians, but they cannot put in function their full membership. And we can allow like hybrid meetings or adaptation to their needs, and also open our clubs to long distance affiliations from them. And also if they eventually do an immigration process to any other country within the district, we open our arms and our houses to welcome them as good as we can, because we are a family. And this happened to us, especially within the 2000 under arrest crisis in Nicaragua, that we had like at least like 75% of the Rotaract membership of Nicaragua went in Costa Rica in less than 1 month. So it's important that we speak about this, and we are conscious that can happen at any time and any point in any country in our region in Latin America. We've seen before this kind of crisis, and Rotary is a perfect example of membership that helps to solve these problems. And I think the main example of this is that we are one of the founding organizations of the United Nations Council.
Okay, Javier, I think this was a very good conversation. Before we actually close this off, I want to ask everybody who's participating, before we say thank you to both Javier and Aaron, why don't you type in the comment section one thing that you learned or that you're gonna use in your Rotary Club that you learned in this panel. While you do that, I want to thank both Julie, Javier, and Aaron for participating in this panel. It has been a great experience. That's why I think we went over the time. Don't worry, I'll get that back in the next presentation. But one thing that I would love to ask Javier and Aaron in one sentence, what would you like to tell every Rotarian who's participating here in order to get more of the Rotaracts to participate with the Rotarians? So why don't we start with Javier and then Aaron, and we can close it off.
Well, it's kind of cliche, but like our current yearly motto or slogan, that it's united for good. It's the perfect the perfect sentence or the perfect word that I can use right now, because if we find our meeting points, it's the perfect time to unite our intentions, projects, resources to achieve great impact in our community. So let's unite for good. That's the best idea I can put right now.
Perfect. Aaron?
Well, I will say let's serve with friends, not only with mates from our clubs. Because when we work with friends, we enjoy each project, each activity, each meeting, and we feel connected to this. So let's create community, let's create a family, the big Rotarian family.
Perfect. And a couple of comments. So Judy says the value of social connection, for example, planning a monthly social get-together or activity. Then Christelle, Aaron quotes, you come for the service, but you stay for the friendship. And Thomas, who says, the importance of welcoming Rotaract members to Rotary and encourage the growth of the local Rotaract clubs here. So thank you, both Javier, Aaron, and my partner in crime, Julie. And we'll talk in a couple of minutes afterwards.
Thank you very much and for listening.
Thank you, Javier and Aaron, for shedding light into Rotaract. Thank you, Mario and Julie, for a well-moderated panel. I would like to continue first with a small confession. I've been a Rotarian for only 5 years, and I cannot stop the feeling of a little bit sadness or regret that I did not join sooner and take advantage of Rotaract. So to make it up, to compensate for that, I am promoting Rotaract with my 3 children who are under the age of 25. So I hope they join at some point. So for the next one, moving on with the program, we have Mario Lopez Salguero as facilitator, and he will discuss how to establish a new club. So Mario,
okay,
welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be here all week, I would say. So first of all, I beat you to it. Actually, my oldest daughter has been the president of an Interact club, and now she's part of a Rotaract club. So yeah, you need to bring your kids into service if you want to have this, the way of thinking and the values to be part of that. So why don't we start the presentation? I'm going to do a little more quick. As we took 5 minutes, I'm going to finish 5 minutes earlier than my 20 minutes. So how to organize a new club. And the first question is, why a Rotarian or a Rotary member right now should think about starting a new club? I'm going to tell you about the type of clubs that you think you should think about, the requirements of each one, or as a general agenda, a couple of success factors, and then my recent history. I don't know if many of you know, but I'm actually the past president of the newest Rotary Club in Guatemala, in the 4250 district, Guatemala Entre Volcanes Rotary Club. So we're very happy, and I'll tell you a little of the experience. Now, the first thing, in order to understand the types of club, is think about what they just said, both Aaron and Javier. They told us there's Rotaractors who want to be Rotarians, but they don't quite match the traditional club. So why don't we start with the type of clubs, and I'll tell you a little about that. Let's do the next slide, please. Thank you. So let's start with the traditional club. This is the typical Rotary club that has a structure. It has a planned meeting. It has the protocol, 4-way tests. That has a physical presence, or it could be a hybrid. That's another of the innovation ways that we can do. But it has, well, one of the things that is fundamental for traditional Rotary clubs is their committee structure. And also, it looks into the diversity. Now, when we did the Guatemala Entre Volcanes Rotary Club, the funny thing is that the minimum was 20 members. And actually, for the 4250, they asked, it wasn't an actual requirement, but they asked that we have a 22 minimum in case there is attrition. Now, as of this year, the minimum requirements are 15. I would strongly recommend you try to do 17 in order to have any type of attrition. So this is the traditional club. Now, not every Rotarian does service in the same way. That's one of the things that we discussed earlier in the panel. And one of the things that we need to discover, there's options. And I'll tell you the experience of a satellite club that I just recently saw information is that a satellite club is basically a club who is promoted and sponsored by an existing club. It's like a little sister or a little brother that is next to the Rotary Club, but it has their own identity, meetings, projects, bylaws. So even though they're independent, they're part of the family. Now, one of the things for a satellite club is that the minimum requirements are 8 people. So it's a great stepping stone. And this is one of the things that you would think that you need to learn if you want to bring Rotaractors, but the Rotaractors don't fit into the actual traditional club meetings, is why don't you start them off as a satellite club, get them involved, get them matured, and then bring them to the Rotary Club. Or they might spin off to do another traditional club. So would you rather lose the Rotaractors and get them to service in another way? Or do you want to bring them in a non-traditional, let's say, satellite club way to be matched with your club later on? So those are two of the traditional ones. Let's do the next one, please. La próxima presentación. So there's an e-club. This was very, very common in the pandemic era. I love, for example, the e-club of Lake Atitlan. It's a club where I think that about 75% of their members don't actually live in Guatemala. They're Americans. So for Javier, one of the things that I would love to say is that if the teams or the Rotary members from Nicaragua, who are still in Nicaragua, why don't you bring them to an e-club? And they can participate virtually it could be 4240 or it could be any type of club in any part of the world. The next one is one that I haven't seen a lot, but I think it's a great opportunity to get the actual companies who are focused in service, let's say corporate social responsibility programs per se, and try to get them in a structured Rotary model. So a corporate club, I actually participated in developing one, was very interesting because these are big companies, are corporations who have budget, who have the time, because you actually assign people who are working in the company to be part of the Rotary Club. Now, there's questions when we started doing this that is very common is, okay, what happens if there's somebody who leaves? So here's the thought is that the membership is the actual position of the person, not the actual person per se. It has to have all the requirements of seeing who is the person willing to participate. Usually it's HR or the actual corporate social responsibility or whatever. So it's part of the company. But here's the kicker. Remember that Adam said the ROI, the return of investment? So these companies are doing a 1-to-1 ratio. What it means is that they have their funds, and when they do service, they do actually $1 to $1. But once they become a corporate club, they can multiply that through the Rotary Foundation and do 20x or 25x the return of investment of what they're doing. So it's a way to multiply their funds. Let's do to the next one. There's another couple of clubs that you should think about. There's hybrids. There's actually cost-based clubs. I've seen this many times over right now, especially right now with environmental protection clubs. But here's a kicker with this cost-based clubs. What would you think, let's say that we built a club that is only focused on environmental protection, and one of your members has a project that they want to bring in that it has health for women and children, or maternal infant health. Is that out of the question to bring to this club? Should we be inclusive into this club? Should be part of the team? So that's one of the decisions that you have to focus when you decide a cost-based club. The other one is something that I hope when I retire, I become part of one of these clubs. It's a passport club. Basically, it's for people who travel too much. And they can actually participate in other clubs and be part of the compensation in other clubs. Or, for example, somebody who moves abroad for some time, they move abroad, they can participate in other clubs, but they still have their home club to be part of that. Now, this is the traditional clubs that Rotary says, but try to be innovative. Try to use hybrid models. For example, one of the things that I would recommend for you to try out is why don't you have a specific corporate membership, not the club, but a membership part of let's say a big corporation near your country, and bring them in so the company is the one that has the membership and can assign a person, either HR, corporate social responsibility, operations, whoever, to be part of the club. And if they leave the company, somebody else is going to come in. Should you try that? Why don't you? It's something that we should try. Let's go to the next one. Vamos a la siguiente. And so very quickly, what are the requirements? You need to find an opportunity in the community. Again, remember what Aaron said, we come for the service, we stay with our friendship. So you need to find the service. That's going to be the glue that brings everybody together. Then you need to obtain a district support or supporting club. For example, I'm going to tell a little about 2 minutes about the story of Guatemala entre Volcanes. But what we had is that we had people who were former Rotarians, and so we decided to get Diane and our previous governor to be part of this starting of this new club. Then we didn't do one information meeting. We did about 7 in order to get people who were not, let's say, Rotaractors or who were not part of the movement to get to know what they're getting into. Then recruit a minimum of 15. I would recommend 17 charter members. Then complete the official application. You know what? The official application is a 1-pager and an Excel sheet that has the information of the founding members. That's it. And you need to get Diane or Eugenia to sign it off, and you're done. I mean, 0 bureaucracy from the Rotary part. And then the other thing is you should celebrate the charter ceremony. We had a great dinner, drinks. I have actually here in my office, I'm not going to take it down, but I have actually our charter diploma. I keep it with all close to my heart because it took so many meetings and efforts in order to get the new club, but it's great. And then try to get your sponsoring club to do the mentorship. Let's do the next one. So there you go. So here are a couple of things that you need to consider in success factors. 1, design a club model adapted to your community. So we were talking about in the previous panel about what happens if there's no Rotary interaction in the community. There's nothing. You need to get people from the surrounding areas to participate in order to get that process, knowledge, energy going into this community. Try to recruit professionals and generations diversity. You know, it's the diversity, as we were talking previously, everything's adding on, as you see. But diversity means that everybody brings something to the table. And that is the way to bring and think about professionals. I would just add one thing. Get people who are passionate about service. Doesn't matter the background, it doesn't matter the amount of money, as long as they have the minimum requirements in order to participate. Develop a local impact project. So for example, I'll use an example of Guatemala entre Volcanes. We have done 2 projects. We're just right now finishing up our first year. We got the charter in September in the Institute in Guatemala City. We actually got it from the president, so we have this little photo of our club members to do it with the president. And we have done 2 projects. And here's the funny thing. The new members or the new clubs are very eager to get project going. So what we did is we requested district funds, but we haven't put any district funds. But since not all the clubs from the district are requesting funds, we got them. Why? Because we asked. So sometimes in order to get money, you need to ask, only ask. We've done 2 projects. One, it was a computer lab. We donated about 4 or 5 computers. And then we got the other one who was soldering, I think it's called, soldering iron equipment. And both of them were with district grants, district funds. And then welding. Thank you, Jose. Welding. And then try to get visibility and active communications and maintain flexibility and innovation. Let's do the next one. So quick story, our club started by what we call 1/3. So our club started about 2 years ago. We met a couple of our friends who were previous Rotary Club members. So 1/3 of our club is former club members. 1/3 is Rotaractors, and 1/3 is people who were not in the movement. But here's a funny story. We have young people who are like 28, 30, like Aaron and Javier. And then we have a lady who is 82. And I'll tell you, this lady moves more than all of us together. It's incredible to see how diverse, and the diversity is what adds to our club. Right now, and I'll tell you a quick story as I finish this part off, is that we're actually requesting our first global grant. It's going to be $300,000 to do midwives training with a Canadian club. I mean, we haven't gotten a year and we already started to do our first global grant. Why? Because we got the knowledge. We didn't get it. We got it because we didn't have it previously. You saw what Julie presented as the Rotary Learning Center. And by the way, who are those team members or the club members who are in the 4250? Remember, there's the Eagle of Knowledge Challenge. So every week you need to go into the Rotary Learning Center and get your course. We do one course a week. And right now we're in the week number 8. So try to keep up. And also you get to learn to win prizes and get your Eagle of Knowledge pin. So why do we also have the Rotary Leadership Institute? Remember, we're trying to get our club, who is new, to do the whole 3 courses by the end of next year. Why? Because we need everybody in sync of the newest information for Rotary. So this is fun. I mean, try to think, do you want to lose people to other associations? Do you want to lose them entirely? Or do you want to think strategically and with flexibility, as Javier was saying, and try to think out of the box and try to get people passionate about doing service? Because at the end, we come for service. Hey, we stay from the friendship. Yesterday, 2 days ago, we went bowling. We got our butts kicked by one of our Rotaract friends. So never bet on the Rotaractors because they're going to probably win in anything that is physical. And go ahead, the last one. And if you want to need any help, mariolopezalguero.com, you can contact me. If not, I'm here for the next panel also. So try to send any questions or comments. Love to hear them. And if not, if you want to do a club, I just finished doing that a year ago. I'll help you to get your new club going. So let's get more people in service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Like you said, I thought you were joking, but yeah, you really are going to be the whole week.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are actually part of the next topic along with Julie Ordóñez and Mario López Salguero. The next topic is going to be about something very dear to us, our Rotary's core values. Please go ahead.
Okay, before we start, thank you, Thomas, for all your comments in the chat. I read them, so thank you. So this is not going to be a boring part. I mean, you heard Julie talk, you heard my presentation. Now we're going to play a game. So if you're ready, we're going to start doing a trivia. Now, I need your participation on this. We need to get you participating. So we're going to do a lot of questions, and you're going to win a specific, very beautiful prize. So, Julie, why don't we start doing a little trivia game?
Let's start. Can you change the... Let's see, we are gonna play your values trivia. So we need everybody to answer the questions on the chat, and we will be reading them. Mario will read the question and I will read the answers on the chat. So please be ready to participate with us.
So if you know the Rotary values, you have no issues here because you're going to know all the answers. So let's start with the first question. Let's go. So here's the big question. Write it down. How many of the Rotary core values are there? Number A, is there 10 core values? Number B, are 5? Or number C, there are 2. So we're going to give you 1, 2, 3. Julie, what are they answering?
We have no doubts. Everybody answer B, 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 5, B, 5, B, B, B. So we're correct.
Oh, you got it. So there's 5 core values. And the other thing is 4 guiding principles. So whoever got the B or said 5, you got it right. We're taking notes. So be ready for the end of this presentation to see what you win. Okay, if you're ready, let's do the second question. Or how did we wrote it? The segunda question. Let's do that. So here's the next part. Which of the following values is one of Rotary's 5 core values? Is it A, honesty? Is it B, solidarity? Is it C, fellowship? Y por favor no me pasen las respuestas porque si no ya no nos contestan. So we're going to wait until C or A or B or C. So Julia, what are they saying?
Sí, everybody
Sí, ¿verdad que
answered
sí?
sí,
¿Verdad
is
que
correct.
sí? Sí, sí.
Correct.
Sí, dice José, pero sí, de sí es sí,
sí.
no sí de yeah. So let's fellowship. Whoever said C is great. So this is one of Rotary's 5 core values, reflected in the first section of our object that says the development of acquaintances as an opportunity to serve this. So Julia, why don't you ask the next question? I'll read the answers.
Okay, the third question that we have is, integrity is one of the 5 Rotary core values? True or false?
True or false? What do you say? Grisel says A. Is it true? Jose says A. Adele Lourdes says A. Everybody says A. I think, Julie, I think they're copying. So I don't know if there's somebody has to clean those responses so nobody's copying there. So what's the response? There you
It's
go.
of course true. Integrity is another of the Rotary core values, and we profess it and practice it in Rotary.
Okay, so before we start the next question, here's another question for you to think about. What is integrity? Because one of the things that I learned when I was in human resources in corporations is that most, if not all of the companies that I worked for had integrity as a concept. But do the club members know what integrity is really? So can you write in the answers before we go to the next question? What do you think is integrity? Because for some people it's saying the truth. Other people think it's I don't know, not robbing. Some people think that it's being consistent. What do you think it's really integrity all about? Because when we talk about is being honest and doing the right things, says Grisel, walk the talk. Judy, very good. Moral and ethical value. That's a very nice one, Marcia. So think about it. Do your club members know really what integrity is? Well, that's a question that we need to answer, but not in this trivia. So why don't we do the next one, Julie?
Next question, 4th question in our trivia is, which of these 2 core values, are part of the Rotary's core values? Is A, equality and diversity, B, diversity and leadership, or C, equity and inclusion?
So they're answering B and only 2 B's. So there's a third B. And Jose B. Oh, there's Adele who says C. Russell says B. What else? If we don't get at least another 5 answers, we are not going to go through. So Maria says A. Lynn says C. Judy says C. Grisel says B. B. Oh, come on, Grisel. Just one time. I mean. And Giacomo says A and C. Okay. So B. Let's see what the answer is. There you go. So whoever said B won.
Correct answer, diversity and leadership.
So those are 2 of the main core values. So let's go to the next question because I think we need to get into a tricky question there. So we have talked about the 5 core values. You can read them, Julie, please.
Yeah, we have 4 of the 5 already: fellowship, integrity, diversity, and leadership. Which one would be that 5th value?
Okay, let's do the question to see what they think about it. Let's go. Next question, please.
Next question, please.
La siguiente. There you go. Dale.
Which of the following values would be that 5th core value? Justice, ethics, or service?
Okay, we got C. Jose dice C again. No, not C, but C. There we go. C. We got C. Again, if we don't get 10 more, we're not going to go to the next question. Giacomo says C. Okay, let's go. Crisel, you haven't answered. There you go. Oh, Crisel says C times 10. Okay, perfect. The Spanglish, I know, Jose, you're doing a great Spanglish there. Okay, let's read those sentences, Julie.
Yeah, service is another of the Rotary's 5 core values. It's mentioned in the third section of Rotary objective. The application of the ideal of service for each Rotarian is a personal, business, and community life. So yeah,
okay.
If you answer C, you got it right.
Nice. But can you go back one, please? Vamos a regresar uno. Okay, there you go. So you got 5. So you got the fellowship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership. Now, here's a trick question for you. Let's go to the next one. Is ethics, so here's the question. Ethics is a value? And ethic is the guiding principle, it's not a value. What's the main difference between those? Is that ethics is the guiding principle of organization that reflects in the documents of Rotary 4 guiding principles, who is the object of Rotary, the philosophy basis, the 4-way test, and the Rotary Code of Conduct. All of this is ethics. So here's the difference between values and guiding principles. The main thing is you need to have ethics to go into Rotary. And then you live the values. So ethics is like a requirement, then an actual value that you live. It has to be like if you have it or you don't. And that's part of this process. So Julie, why don't we go to the next one and tell them what they want? Let's go. Vamos. Oh, let's request. Why don't you read this one, Julie?
A Rotary or a Rotaractor club could have more or less developed intensity in one of the 5 Rotary values. It could perform a great service with a lot of friendship. They have excelling leadership, or perhaps they are a club that reflects diversity. But what a Rotary or Rotaractor club must always have and has never varies the practice of ethics.
There you go. So ethics, requirement, values is the way that we focus ourselves. So let's go to the next one. There you go. So what do you have won? Well, first of all, you have won a lot of luck in the chat, and then you got the big prize that is recognition in the Rotary world. So congratulations to everybody. Yay! You won. There you go. So thank you, Julie, for having done this with us. I mean, we try to win a little time here in order to win back what we had with the conversation with the Rotary District team, and I hope you enjoy it. And now I'm actually taking off, not really, but I'm gonna be here. So my week here is over. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it. So back to you, Jose, our bilingual Spanglish speaker.
Well, thank you, Julie and Mario, for doing a great job of entertaining us. It was really interactive. I really enjoyed it, and I had the opportunity to play a little Spanglish game. So we are now behind Mario and Julie. Thankfully, nah, just kidding. But now we continue with the next topic, which should appear right now on your screen. There we go. And it is transformational leadership, and it will be instructed by our coordinator of the 25A zone, Kiki Lopez de Arbezu. Kiki, please take it away. Oh, now is a good time to tell everybody that you have to switch channels into the English one.
Gracias, gracias, mi querido José Handal. Téngame paciencia porque soy una mujer muy apasionada y tengo que adaptarme a no ser tan rápido para que Julie pueda traducirles. Entonces voy a bajar un poquito mi intensidad, pero es un tema que a mí me apasiona muchísimo. El liderazgo. Es el liderazgo que construye, que inspira. Porque no sé si estén de acuerdo conmigo, pero la crisis de un país o la crisis de una ONG o de una organización está en los liderazgos. Y antes de meterme al tema, quiero que platicarles a través, miren, lo mejor que puedo yo compartirles es mi experiencia, lo que he vivido en estos 12 años que llevo de Rotaria. Y me gustaría hablar por qué siempre estamos hablando de liderazgo también y de compromiso, de involucramiento de los participantes, de los socios, de la familia rotaria. Y hablar de familia rotaria es rotarios y rotaracs, ¿ok? Que conforman la membresía. Y bueno, el compromiso de los socios es la base, es la fuerza y permanencia de Rotary. Cada distrito puede identificar el nivel en el que se encuentra o cada club. Nosotros sabemos que hay socios más comprometidos que otros, pero normalmente la mayoría de los socios y clubes y distritos se encuentran entre no comprometidos y comprometidos. Pero el día de hoy yo quiero compartirles mi experiencia y de lo que yo he podido observar. Yo lo pongo en 4 niveles, que es el socio o socia desvinculada, reactiva, implicada o comprometida o comprometido. Vamos a ver el primer nivel. El primer nivel, no sé si ustedes conozcan socios o socias así en su distrito. En mi distrito al cual yo pertenezco, sí sucede, no sé en el de ustedes, pero miren, vamos a hablar del nivel 1, que es el desvinculado. Este socio o socia tiene apatía, hay falta de energía, hay una crítica constante en todo, hay una mínima participación y cumple por obligación, solo por estar. Pero el riesgo que hay es que contagian la negatividad y frenan el crecimiento. Ahora bien, voy a compartirles el nivel 2, que es el reactivo. Miren, este tipo de socios hacen lo que se les pide nada más, pero sin entusiasmo nada más, ok, vamos a hacerlo, pero no proponen, no hay innovación, les gusta ser dirigidos, cumplen las tareas, pero no piensan en futuro ni en la visión. Bueno, el riesgo es que si no hay un impulso verdadero del líder, ya sea del presidente o del equipo distrital o del gobernador o más allá, pues no van a avanzar, no avanzan. Tienen que sentir que hay un impulso por parte del líder. El nivel 3, aquí ya vamos viendo un mayor nivel de compromiso, que es el implicado. eh, Entienden la misión y la visión de Rotary. Ya van sobre, ya hacen planes estratégicos, ya hacen un plan de acción y me encantó el comentario que había aquí en el chat. Efectivamente, el club puede hacer su plan de acción a través de su junta directiva y también escuchar en asamblea los intereses que tienen los socios en proyectos, qué proyectos quieren hacer, qué actividades de integración necesitan o eventos o de capacitación o de facilitación. Entonces, sí es muy importante escuchar a los socios, a la junta directiva o más allá al equipo distrital. En este nivel no compiten, buscan aportar y la oportunidad es que son la base para generar equipos sólidos. Miren, últimamente el error que se comete es cuando el líder piensa en sí mismo, genera competencia, pero cuando el líder piensa y se enfoca también en el trabajo en equipo y en su equipo, es cuando genera colaboración. Y lo que necesitamos es tener equipos de alto impacto que colaboren y donde brille no nada más el líder, es como el marinero con el capitán con sus marineros y los marineros con su capitán. Así es el líder con su equipo y el equipo con su líder. Todos a brillar. El nivel 4, que es el último que tengo yo, es el comprometido. Y bueno, aquí tiene un gran enfoque en sus socios, en sus líderes, le importa la organización, ama la organización, se apasiona por la organización, porque es la oportunidad que tenemos para dejar un legado en la humanidad y en el planeta. Tenemos un sentido de pertenencia, que hay que dar lo mejor de nosotros mismos y como líderes somos los que vemos cómo hacer que las cosas sucedan, ver el cómo sí se puede lograr, el orgullo de ser rotarios, el entusiasmo, se generan también los planes estratégicos y tácticos, se convierte en un agente de cambio. Aquí los líderes del nivel 4 tienen una gran característica, la humildad. La humildad de aceptar cuando nos equivocamos, la humildad de decir disculpas, perdón, me equivoqué, la humildad de decir tú lo puedes hacer mejor que yo, tú de ti puedo aprender también. Y el impacto, pues nos volvemos verdaderos agentes de cambio, podemos transformar nuestro club, podemos transformar nuestro distrito y por lo tanto podemos transformar a nuestra comunidad. Y bueno, quiero decirles, ¿están listos? ¿Están listos para este tema? Si no eres tú, ¿quién? Si no es ahora, ¿cuándo? Repito, si no eres tú, ¿quién? Si no es ahora, ¿cuándo? El momento de alcanzar el verdadero liderazgo es ahora. Y bueno, aquí vamos a ver en este slide, vamos a ver qué es un líder, la diferencia. Miren, vamos a ver lo que es ser un jefe y no tengo nada en contra de ser jefe porque también los jefes tienen una función, pero en nuestra organización no hay jefes, no existen jefes, existimos líderes, pero quiero hacer la diferencia entre un jefe y un líder. El jefe dice yo y el líder dice nosotros. El jefe toma el crédito y el líder comparte el crédito. El jefe culpa por la crisis y el líder resuelve la crisis. Él dice, ¿cómo resuelvo esto? Hay un problema, un reto, un desafío, alguna situación en el club, alguna situación en el distrito, alguna situación en la zona. Es cómo lo resuelvo. Soy parte de la solución y no del problema. El jefe culpa por la crisis. El líder la resuelve. El jefe ordena y espera. Pero el líder solicita y colabora. El jefe utiliza a la gente y el líder, los verdaderos líderes desarrollan los potenciales de su equipo, los dones y talentos, generan la oportunidad de desarrollar habilidades, aptitudes, nuevas tareas que se les asignan para que crezca y se potencialice el equipo. El jefe inspira miedo, mucho miedo, pero el líder genera entusiasmo. Aunque te equivoques, no importa, te puedes equivocar. Lo único que te pedimos es que aprendas y que no lo vuelvas a cometer. Se vale vivir el error, mas no permanecer en él. También el líder depende de la autoridad. No, perdón, el jefe depende de la autoridad. ¿Y el líder de qué depende? Depende de la buena voluntad. Lo único que tenemos nosotros para mover a otro socio, otro hermano, rotario, rotarac, es nuestro ejemplo. Es lo único que tenemos y dependemos de su buena voluntad. Y bueno, ahora pasemos a quiénes somos los rotarios. Me gustaría que pusieran ahí en el chat qué es para ti ser rotario. Pónganlo en el chat, al ratito leemos y al ratito me ayudan a leer qué es ser rotario. Pero mientras, yo voy a seguir con el tema. Y bueno, ¿quiénes somos los rotarios? Los rotarios somos líderes, líderes de influencia y acción positiva. Un líder rotario desarrolla, fomenta, aplica y hace recordar. ¿Qué? ¿Qué nos hace recordar? Veamos lo siguiente. Vamos a ver el ADN de Rotary, porque muchas veces he visitado muchos distritos y sinceramente a veces quieren inventar muchas cosas que no son de la organización. Entonces yo siempre les digo, si no les gusta esta, pues formen otra. Pero el ADN de Rotary es este. ¿Cuáles son? La visión de Rotary. Y se las digo así. Juntos construimos un mundo donde las personas nos unimos para tomar acción y generar un cambio. ¿Dónde es el cambio? El primer cambio debe ser en nosotros mismos. Después, en nuestras comunidades, por lo tanto, en el mundo entero. Tenemos la misión, tenemos los objetivos de Rotary, tenemos la prueba cuádruple, que para todo socio o nuevo socio o socio potencial, demos un kit de bienvenida y entreguemos este ADN. Tenemos el plan de acción de Rotary, tenemos las prioridades de Rotary, que son membresía, Fundación Rotaria, imagen pública. Tenemos los valores fundamentales de Rotary, que lo dieron muy bien Mario y Julie, de una manera divertida, dinámica, lúdica, porque también jugando aprendemos. Y bueno, esto nos lleva a que nosotros estemos comprometidos con transmitir a cada uno de nuestras socias y socios el ADN de Rotary. Y bueno, ahorita preparen una pluma, un papelito, porque les quiero hacer un test, pero va a ser un avalúo solitario a la honestidad. Vamos a ver estilos de liderazgo. Miren, esta prueba tiene como objetivo identificar tu estilo de liderazgo predominante. No existen respuestas correctas o incorrectas, simplemente refleja tu comportamiento y preferencias. Por favor, responde cada pregunta con sinceridad, con honestidad. Vamos a ver el liderazgo autocrático, el liderazgo democrático, el liderazgo transformacional, el liderazgo transaccional y el liderazgo delegativo. ¿Cómo vamos a puntear las respuestas? El 1 es totalmente en desacuerdo, 2 en desacuerdo, 3 neutral, 4 de acuerdo, 5 totalmente de acuerdo, ¿ok? Bueno, vamos a ver el liderazgo autocrático y ustedes vayan apuntando el número con cuál se identifiquen. A ver, A, tiendo a tomar decisiones sin consultar a los demás. Ustedes respondan, ¿ok? Rápido. B, prefiero que el equipo siga mis instrucciones sin cuestionar. ¿Ok? Vamos a la C. Me siento cómodo estableciendo reglas estrictas para el equipo. Ahí ustedes van respondiendo. Vámonos al liderazgo democrático. Son 3 características que puse. A, busco la opinión del equipo antes de tomar decisiones. B, fomento la participación y el debate en las reuniones. Y C, creo que el consenso es la clave para el éxito del grupo. Bien, ahí van contestando. Liderazgo transformacional. Vamos a la A. Inspiro y motivo a otros a alcanzar su potencial, a que se desarrollen, a que aprendan, a que crezcan. B. Me esfuerzo por crear un ambiente de trabajo positivo y alentador. C. Me gustaría ser visto como un mentor por mi equipo. Espero que estén haciendo su evaluación. Y bueno, ahora pasemos al liderazgo transaccional. A, valoro las recompensas y consecuencias para motivar al equipo. B, establezco objetivos claros y mido el rendimiento de manera regular. C, prefiero seguir procedimientos establecidos, estructuras organizativas. Y esto nos vamos ahora al liderazgo delegativo. Vamos con la A. Confío en que cada miembro de mi equipo sepa cómo hacer su trabajo. B, intervengo poco en el día a día del equipo. C, creo que cada persona debe de tener la libertad de tomar sus propias decisiones con sus consecuencias. Bueno, ahí lo tenemos. Ustedes verán el análisis del resultado. Si tienen de 5 a 10 puntos es bajo, moderado de 11 a 15 puntos, alto de 16 a 20 puntos. Y pues reflexiona cómo es tu estilo de liderazgo, si afecta a tu equipo, si afecta a tu club, si afecta a tu distrito, si afecta a la zona, a tu entorno de trabajo. Considera que si hay aspectos de otros estilos que te gustaría incorporar a tu enfoque. Todos tenemos un poquito de todo, pero si hay habilidades que quieras desarrollar, pues hay que enfocarnos y poner atención, porque donde está tu atención, estás tú. Bueno, ahora me gustaría que me apoyara Mario a que me diga la descripción del liderazgo inspirador.
¿En español o en inglés?
¿En inglés? En inglés, amigo, ahí está para ti.
Ok, voy. Dice Leadership Inspiring. It serves as a foundational pillar not only for organizational success, but also for cultivating a work environment in which individuals feel motivated, committed, and empowered.
Thanks a lot, Mario, for support me. Thanks. Bueno, pasemos. Vamos a ver la siguiente lámina o flyer. Es un slide que son de los grandes líderes que a mí me han inspirado en mi vida. Ustedes pueden tener sus propios líderes que los inspiran. Y esta presentación la pueden hacer como oradores a sus clubes. El material se los vamos a dejar. Es de ustedes para ustedes. Y pero pueden hablar de qué liderazgos te inspiran a ti. Yo voy a hablar del primero, que es Frank J. Devlin. Tuve una cercanía con él, fue muy amigo de mi esposo Vicente Arbezú, y obviamente yo tuve la bendición de tratar con él y su esposa Gloria Rita. Pero yo cuando entré a Rotary, que les digo que tengo 12 años, pero cuando me eligieron presidenta electa, yo tenía 6 meses de haber ingresado a Rotary. Pero la presidenta en funciones, declinó, no quería, y de ahí nadie quería ser presidenta, entonces dijeron, la nueva, la nueva, la nueva, ¿no? Entonces ahí va la nueva, y siempre digo un chiste, que no querían una presidenta, querían una víctima, ¿no? Pero bueno, ya todos sabemos que cuando llegamos a Rotary llegamos con una historia de vida, llegamos con un sistema de creencias, llegamos con una actividad profesional, con nuestros valores, con nuestros principios. Entonces yo empecé a revisar los reglamentos, los estatutos, cómo llevaban las cosas, aprendo mucho, me preparo, me capacito y vi muchas situaciones que no estaba yo de acuerdo, ¿no? Entonces, llevó a muchas situaciones, pero terminé ese año de mi presidencia con unas metas también y con un equipo que realmente se transformó ese primer club al cual yo estuve. Pero fue transcurriendo el tiempo y cuando tú empiezas a brillar y hacer las cosas correctas, pues empiezas a incomodar a mucha gente. Y pues yo le pregunté a Frank J. Devlin, le digo, oye, está pasando esto, ¿qué me recomiendas? Y él me dijo, mira, Kiki, si estás en un club donde no te quieren, no te valoran, no te respetan, se burlan, mejor cámbiate de club. Y si ese club hace lo mismo, mejor funda un nuevo club. Y eso fue lo que hicimos mi esposo y yo, Vicente Arbezú. Fundamos un club, el club maravilloso Club Rotario Puebla Gente de Acción. Lleva 4 años con 2 subvenciones globales. Tenemos 10 jóvenes Paz RDRs que estamos impulsando con todo ese liderazgo, la oportunidad de estar al frente de los comités y donde nosotros, porque muchas veces hay dueños de clubes y no deben de existir los dueños de los clubes. Los que tenemos más experiencia, debemos dejarlos que ellos experimenten y vivan lo que es nuestra amada organización. Y bueno, pues así puedo yo hablar de nuestra querida Jennifer Jones. Cuando yo fui gobernadora en el año 2022-2023, yo le creí a Jennifer Jones cuando dijo, sueñen en grande, imagina Rotary. Cuando tú crees en ti mismo, tú tienes la mitad del trabajo hecho. Por lo tanto, siempre hay que cuidar quiénes son los líderes que nos están inspirando a nosotros, que estén de acuerdo a los principios y valores de universales y de nuestra amada organización. Y bueno, continuamos. Ahora pido que me ayude José Handal a leer las características de liderazgo inspirador.
Siempre en inglés, ¿verdad?
Sí, en inglés, por favor.
Okay, inspirational leadership. A Rotary leader can motivate their team and community without exerting authority by employing various effective strategies and approaches, cultivating an atmosphere of collaboration and enthusiasm that encourages voluntary contribution. Genuine inspiration is rooted in mutual respect and the development of meaningful relationships.
Gracias, gracias, querido y estimado amigo José. Y quiero reafirmar, la verdadera inspiración se basa en el respeto mutuo y la construcción de relaciones significativas. Eso es importantísimo. Ahorita vamos a ver las características de este liderazgo inspirador, ¿ok? Bueno, también unos hagan el avalúo personal. Unos tenemos más que otras. Enfoquemos en desarrollar las que no tenemos tan crecidas. Entonces, vamos a ver. Escucha activa. Un líder que inspira y que construye, desarrolla muchísimo, muchísimo su escucha. Deja hablar, valora las opiniones, fomenta un ambiente en que cada miembro se sienta escuchado y valorado, porque tu voz importa. Para mí, tu voz importa. Esto no solo inspira confianza, sino que también genera un sentimiento de pertenencia. También hacer un feedback constructivo. Invita a recibir retroalimentación sobre sus propias ideas y enfoques. Esto muestra humildad y disposición al crecimiento personal y colectivo. Porque ahorita lo que está viendo Elías Ragbe enfrente de mí, yo no lo veo, pero lo que yo veo enfrente de Elías Ragbe tampoco lo ve, porque son diferentes puntos de perspectivas, ¿ok? Bueno, una visión compartida comunica de una manera clara la visión y también está alineado a los valores y a los objetivos. Una visión compartida crea un sentido y crea un propósito. También con esta visión hay una involucra a todos, permite que los miembros participen en la creación, lo que veníamos diciendo, y la definición de esta visión de los planes de acción y los planes estratégicos. El empoderamiento. Hay que saber delegar responsabilidades, hay que fomentar el crecimiento, el ejemplo personal en nuestro comportamiento, cuidar mucho nuestros pensamientos, juicios y actitudes. Demuestra que a través de tus acciones, tus valores, comportamientos que deseas ver en otros, estén en ti, que lo que tú piensas, lo que tú actúas, sean en el mismo sentido de la integridad y del compromiso. Eso se transmite, porque acuérdense que la tristeza se transmite, la alegría se transmite, el positivismo se transmite, la negatividad se transmite. ¿Qué estás transmitiendo tú el día de hoy? La autenticidad, sea auténtico, transparente en tus interacciones. Aquí no te debemos ser leales a grupos ni a personas. He visto muchísimas injusticias, he vivido muchas impunidades de manera personal y de manera de mis hermanos que no se lo merecen. Entonces yo aquí sí les pido el llamado a su conciencia, el llamado a su liderazgo, de que inspire, que construye. Cuando un hermano rotario o una hermana rotaria está haciendo algo que no es correcto, no se lo permitan, porque nos volvemos cómplices. Y nuestra organización debe evolucionar, no ir en sentido contrario a nuestra cultura de valores. Debe ir de acuerdo a las pruebas cuádruple. También un líder que inspira celebra los logros colectivos, dando reconocimiento, ya sean los logros grandes o pequeños. Esto crea y genera un ambiente positivo y motivador. Agradecimiento, agradece sinceramente los esfuerzos y contribuciones de tu equipo. Un simple gracias puede elevar el ánimo y motivar a seguir adelante. Fomentar la innovación. Crea un espacio seguro, como decían, talleres, un taller de innovación donde nos juntemos la asamblea, donde nos juntemos la junta directiva, donde nos juntemos los presidentes, donde nos juntemos el equipo distrital, los gobernadores. Vamos por esos segmentos y en un momento también se puede producir algo con mucha innovación. Valorar la creatividad, construir relaciones sólidas. ¿Realmente cuidamos el vínculo de la amistad? Realmente te pregunto, ¿cómo estás, Diana? ¿Cómo ha estado tú el día de hoy? ¿Cómo está tu familia? ¿Necesitas algo, algo en que yo te pueda apoyar? ¡Wow! Eso es cuidar el vínculo, una cultura de hospitalidad, de hacerte sentir bienvenida aquí a mi casa cuando quieran, todos y todos los que están aquí en Zoom, cuando quieran conocer Puebla, aquí tendrán su hogar rotario donde Vicente y yo los vamos a recibir con mucho cariño. Y bueno, hay que ser la cohesión del equipo, realmente construyen equipos de alto impacto. Y bueno, al final yo quiero presentarles un proyecto porque la fuerza de esta coordinación de membresía es la verdad. ¿Y por qué? Porque son más los hechos lo que hablan, porque podemos venir a hablar aquí bonito, ser grandes oradores, sin hechos, sin obras, porque una fe sin obras es una fe muerta. pero siempre un líder trae obras. Y siempre les he dicho, yo lo único que puedo decirles y hablar es de mí en el sentido de que para que ustedes hagan un escáner, si es un verdadero rotario o rotaria de corazón, pregúntenles esto. ¿Tú has aportado a la Fundación Rotaria? No importa la cantidad, simplemente es cómo lo das. ¿Cuántos ahijados tienes? ¿Cuántos amigos y vecinos has traído a la organización? ¿A cuántos les has transmitido este mensaje? Porque tú y yo hemos vivido la magia de Rotary que ha transformado vidas y nuestra propia vida. Y bueno, Kikis al día de hoy tiene 24 ahijados, grandes líderes activos al día de hoy. Mi esposo y yo hemos aportado con una fuerza de convicción que es una gran inversión invertir por la humanidad, por los proyectos de servicio, que sabemos que ese dinero está bien invertido y va a llegar. No sabemos a qué país, no sabemos a qué beneficiario, no conocemos los rostros y hemos aportado en estos 12 años $500,000 que te da ese nivel Ashclone nivel 2, pero no importa lo que das, sino cómo lo das, con ese amor, y esas bendiciones se multiplican y se triplican en nuestro hogar. Y bueno, también aquí les traemos un proyecto, una Global Grant, que yo les digo así. A mí quien me inspiró fue un proyecto que ha tardado 4 años, ya llegó a su culminación, pero desde el principio, hace más de 5 años, Rotary no invertía en el impacto ambiental. Entonces, cuando me tocó ser gobernadora, nominada, pensé en que deberíamos hacer un proyecto donde el distrito estuviera orgulloso y lo unificara, porque a quien no le gusta pertenecer a algo grande, a donde todos participemos y colaboremos. Y bueno, el impacto ambiental no se había hecho nada y entonces llega a mí la idea vi un documental en busca del coral, vi la importancia de los corales, de los arrecifes, donde el ser humano es parte de ese ecosistema. La mitad de los arrecifes están muertos y siempre se los he dicho, cuando un rotario o un rotaria está consciente de ese problema, algo tenemos que hacer. Y bueno, hubo momentos muy tensos donde también lloró mi equipo, lloré yo, pero no tiramos la toalla. Si el líder no tira la toalla, el equipo tampoco tira la toalla, porque hay un corredor, Human Bolt, jamaiquino, y me quedó mucho en mi cabeza que decía, yo entrené 4 años para correr 9 segundos y mucha gente renuncia a sus proyectos, a sus global grants o a sus proyectos distritales porque no ven resultados en 2 meses. Y después yo en un momento, en algún día en una habitación, escribí un eslogan para mí, para no rendirme nunca. Y se los comparto el día de hoy, si quieren hacer lo suyo, es que ningún reto esté por encima de tu voluntad, de tu ética y de tu liderazgo. Repito, que ningún reto esté por encima de tu voluntad, de tu ética y de tu liderazgo. Y bueno, se creó y se autorizó la Global Grant de la creación de un arrecife con el hundimiento de un buque naval en Sonora, en el Mar de Cortés. Muchísimo trabajo, unir las voluntades de la Secretaría de Marina, de los empresarios, de los prestadores de servicios, restauranteros, de los biólogos, de las universidades, 6 FDDs, 6 distritos apostaron a este proyecto, se unió la voluntad y conseguí muchos fondos para que esto fuera realidad junto con mi equipo. Esto yo no lo haría yo sola. De verdad estoy muy orgullosa de lo que se ha ido formando. Y imagínense, ustedes tienen el poder de seguir transformando sus comunidades porque saben lo que están necesitando ahí donde sus clubes están. Por eso para mí son fuentes de vida. Y bueno, disfruten este video. Aprendí a bucear, yo no sabía bucear, es una actividad que compartí con mi esposo y con mi hijo. Y ahí en Sonora nos recibieron de esta manera, donde dijeron, ustedes los rotarios son la gente que tanto estábamos esperando para hacer este bien. Adelante, disfrútenlo.
Hardly know you, can I confess? I feel your heart beating in my chest. If you come with me, tonight is gonna be the one. 'Cause you faith and no fear for the fight. You pull hope from defeat in the night. There's an image of you in my mind. Could be mad, but you might just be right. We are the people we've been waiting for. Out of the ruins of hate and war. Army of love that's never seen before. We are the people we've been waiting for. We are the people of the open hand. The streets of Dublin to Amsterdam. We'll build it better than we did before. We are the people we've been waiting for.
Entonces, wow, ahí créanme que después recibimos al año esta noticia. Aquí está Roberto Gradillas, que es el secretario de Turismo, me hizo llegar este reconocimiento que también lo dio México como país y me dijo, ganamos, el sistema recifal artificial sonorense fue reconocido como el mejor proyecto de turismo sustentable de México y Rotary ahí está presente. Por eso yo les digo, ¿se puede o no se puede? Claro que se puede. Cuando tú crees en ti mismo, crees en tu equipo y no renuncias a tus sueños, aunque cueste lo que cueste en el trayecto, no sabemos el tiempo, se van a lograr. Y bueno, así yo los invito a reflexionar. Llévense esto de tarea. ¿Qué me trajo aquí? ¿Por qué pertenezco a Rotary? ¿Qué tipo de líder soy? ¿Y cómo dejo huella? Repito, en ese avalúo solitario, en la habitación, estén solos. ¿Por qué estoy en Rotary? ¿Por qué sigo en Rotary? ¿Qué tipo de líder soy? ¿Cómo dejo huella? Esa es la oportunidad. Y siempre les he dicho que nosotros no nacimos para que nuestro nombre fuera olvidado, sino que fuera escrito en el libro de la vida. Y ser rotario es abrazar la vida. Y que nosotros tenemos ese privilegio de servir a la humanidad. Los invito a seguir recorriendo esta ruta, no solos, sino juntos y unidos, no para brillar individualmente, sino para alumbrar el camino de todos, porque la verdadera grandeza del liderazgo no está en lo que conseguimos solos, sino en lo que transformamos juntos. Cada paso que demos en Rotary sea un paso más hacia un mundo más justo, más unido, más humano y más en paz. Y aquí también quiero dejarles lo que he aprendido, lo que significa un liderazgo de alto impacto y también se los transmito con este video. Disfrútenlo. concluir mi participación, quiero decir que Rotary es el camino global de la reconciliación, del progreso, de la esperanza, para construir sociedades más pacíficas, comunidades más fortalecidas, a través de nuestro verdadero poder de Rotary, que es el amor en acción. Y tú, Rotario, rotaractiano, eres el amor en acción. Gracias, gracias, mi queridas gobernadoras Diana, Eugenia, por habernos recibido en su maravilloso distrito. Y bueno, vamos a continuar. Bueno, falta, sí es cierto, falta decirles las actividades que vienen para que las aprovechen, que son las próximas actividades. Miren, vamos a tener en noviembre, este noviembre, vamos a certificar mediadores y conciliadores. Va a estar a cargo de Ragil y Beto. También en enero vamos a tener el programa de capacitación virtual para presidentes electos 2026-2027 con la autorización del director electo Tom Gum para la zona 25A, para que tengan una visión regional también. Y en febrero y marzo vamos a tener el seminario para clubes, rotarios, rotaracs y socios potenciales. Estos seminarios son muy importantes porque luego cada año hay clubes nuevos, hay socios nuevos, ya sean rotarios o rotaracs, pero hay que darles un acompañamiento. Hemos visto distritos que sí dan la bienvenida, pero no hay un acompañamiento y se terminan por salir esos socios en menos de 3 años, 4 años o 5 años. No, que exista ese acompañamiento. Y en abril vamos a tener el plan de capacitación del equipo cadre para membresía de Rotary. Es con el enfoque. Vamos a apoyar proyectos, subvenciones globales y sí hemos apoyado desde la coordinación, desde el equipo cadre, se han apoyado subvenciones Global Grants. Ahorita apoyamos una Global Grant junto con el equipo de Felipe Mesa, y en colaboración con la coordinación de membresía para el distrito 4060 y los de Esperanza. Entonces, realmente sigamos trabajando en equipo y hagamos que las cosas sucedan. Gracias.
Bueno, muchas gracias. Thank you very much for this. And now, just to wrap everything up, we have the recognitions to the participants of this course. And, oh, there's me. Kikis, will you take care of this, of giving away, or will be the two governors, the two district governors?
Diana, si quiere ayudarme. Mi querida gobernadora Dianita. Ay, el micrófono. El micrófono, creo, si me apoyan. O Eugenia. No, no puede abrir su micrófono. A ver,
Ya lo puedo abrir.
Ok,
Ya
listo.
estuvo también, ya estuvo. No se puede abrir.
Dale vos, Diana, que eso es tuyo.
Vaya, Eugenia. Esta, Kikis.
Sí.
Ok, con mucho gusto. La coordinación de membresía de Rotary Zona 25A otorga el presente reconocimiento a José Handal Bográn por su compromiso, liderazgo en la acción e influencia positiva dentro de la Zona 25A de Rotary Internacional, contribuyendo con su experiencia e inspiración al fortalecimiento de la membresía rotaria. Firmado por Past District Governor Kikis López de Arguizú, coordinadora de membresía de Rotary para la zona 25A 2024-2027, Eugenia Echeverría Gutiérrez, gobernadora del distrito 4240 de Rotary International, y Diana María Brown Muñoz, gobernadora del distrito 4250 de Rotary International.
Eugenia, ahora nos ayuda. Gracias, Dianita. Eugenia, ¿puedes ver bien ahí?
Sí, vamos a ver. También queremos darle un reconocimiento a Bárbara Holz por su compromiso, liderazgo en la acción, influencia positiva dentro de la zona 25A de Rotary International, contribuyendo con su experiencia e inspiración al fortalecimiento de la membresía, y firmamos Kikis, Eugenia y Diana.
Gracias, Eugenia. El que sigue, Dianita.
Muy bien, de igual manera, el reconocimiento a Julia Ordóñez por su compromiso, liderazgo en la acción e influencia positiva dentro de la zona 25A de Rotary International, contribuyendo con su experiencia e inspiración al fortalecimiento de la membresía rotaria. Firmamos Quiques, Eugenia y su servidora.
Gracias, gobernadora. Gracias, Diana. Eugenia, el que sigue.
Nada menos y nada más que para mi querido PDG Antonio Singh, quien contribuyó no solo el día de hoy, sino también ayer. Muchísimas gracias, Antonio, por todo. No vamos a leer lo mismo, pero te lo agradecemos en paleta, como decimos los...
Gracias. Gracias, Eugenia. Y efectivamente han estado el día de ayer y el de hoy. Y bueno, pues de verdad que tienen líderes totalmente comprometidos. Adelante, Dianita.
Muchísimas gracias también a Wendy Ayestas, que estuvo ayer y hoy por su entrega, y no solo ahorita, entrega desde hace años atrás hacia membresía y coordinaciones en Rotary International, firmado por este reconocimiento por Quiques, Eugenia y su servidora.
Gracias. Bueno, sigue RDR Aarón, Eugenia.
Un gustazo haber conocido a Aarón en este seminario. No tenía el gusto de conocerlo personalmente, pero le agradecemos también su compromiso y liderazgo y la influencia positiva que está causando dentro de el distrito 4250 y ahora en el distrito 4240. Muchas gracias, Aarón, por todos tus aportes. Firmamos
Gracias.
las tres.
Gracias, gobernadora Eugenia. Y efectivamente, es un liderazgo emergente que ya también le estoy echando el ojo. Ya después me pongo en contacto contigo, querido Aarón. Adelante, mi querida Diana Brown.
Muchas gracias. Igualmente, reconocimiento al RDR Javier Gamboa, que en conjunto con Aarón demuestran que Rotará que está en liderazgo de Rotary, firmado por las tres.
Así es, felicidades al RD Javier Gamboa, porque nos están sorprendiendo, qué bárbaros, qué entrega, qué conocimiento tienen de todos los temas que dan y sobre todo cómo lo transmiten. Bueno, Eugenia, Mario, también otra revelación para mí.
Sí, Marito López, sí, tuve el gusto de conocerlo en Guatemala y ahora en el instituto que estuvimos hablando. Muchísimas gracias, Mario, por tu compromiso y liderazgo también y por tu influencia. Es un placer escucharte y aprender contigo. Firmamos las tres, Kikis, Diana y esta servidora.
Wow. A ver la foto grupal, nos falta una foto grupal, creo. Ahí, Elías, si nos apoyas, amigo.
Okay, everybody smile, open your video. Let's make a picture of this great seminar. Come on, everybody smiling. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Next page. All right. Here is Jerry, the mastermind Jerry. All right. Ready, my leader. Go on.
Y bueno, pues voy a reconocer también a mi equipo, super equipazo de los Orange Jackets. ¿Ya vieron el color que tenemos? Eso significa creatividad, innovación y mucho trabajo en equipo. Mi querido Elías Paz, gobernador Elías Ragbe, gracias por tu entrega. Nosotros sabemos cuántas horas, minutos se han dedicado para preparar estos seminarios. De verdad estoy muy orgullosa de ti y pues a seguir adelante, a seguir asistiendo a sus distritos, porque tenemos este gran compromiso de seguir fortaleciendo nuestra membresía. Adelante, y lo firmamos las tres grandes líderes, vean, Dianita, Eugenia y Kikis. A mi querida Ragil, me gustaría que lo diera Diana Brown.
Con mucho gusto. Past District Governor Ragil Guerrero, muchísimas gracias por su compromiso, liderazgo en la acción e influencia positiva dentro de la zona 25A de Rotary International, contribuyendo con su experiencia e inspiración al fortalecimiento de la membresía rotaria y sobre todo la organización de estos dos seminarios, que no fue cosa de un instante, sino que de varias semanas. Muy bien organizadas y de verdad muy bien realizadas. Muchas gracias. Firmamos las tres.
Gracias, Dianita. ¿Quién sigue? ¿Ya es todo? No, pues Julie, gracias por la traducción, siempre te reconozco. Ella forma parte de mi distrito 4185 Y bueno, hemos crecido también juntas. Gracias por toda su presencia, gracias por su participación, gracias por estar este domingo compartiendo con la familia rotaria y por haber culminado. Misión cumplida, gobernadoras. Sí se pudo, sí se pudo.
Muy bien.
Ready, Jose, close the.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for bearing with us during a Saturday morning. I hope coffee was
Sunday.
strong enough.
Today is Sunday.
Sunday. Oh, did I say Saturday? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still stuck in yesterday.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for being with us this morning. I hope the coffee was strong enough to put up all the way till lunch. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Lynn. Bye, Eric. You're a champion.
Felicitaciones a todos. Es la primera vez, por lo menos para mí, que asisto a un seminario de membresía de la zona 25A en inglés. Extraordinaria presentación, extraordinarios ponentes, mucho talento nuevo, gobernadoras. Tienen ustedes varias joyas ahí en sus distritos. Vale la pena apoyarlos y llevarlos a donde están. La coordinadora Kiki hará su papel. Ella es una extraordinaria cazadora de talentos. Y créanme, me voy muy contento porque hoy se ha sembrado unas semillas que yo estoy seguro que ustedes se encargarán de hacerlas germinar. Felicitaciones por este extraordinario seminario.
Sí, gracias, gracias. También José Handal. Ahí luego te contacto, querido amigo. Bueno, gracias Jerry también, mi querido Jerry, también equipazo los Orange Jackets, gracias por tanta lata, tanto lo que sabemos que hacemos, pero cada uno es una pieza fundamental para que estos seminarios se hayan dado el sábado y el domingo. Gobernadoras, con el cariño de siempre, fue una solicitud que ustedes hicieron y se les concedió y nosotros también aprendimos y también crecemos con ustedes. Gracias. Nos vemos.
Gracias, gracias.
Adiós.
Bye-bye.